And we should be live. I'm waiting for confirmation, and we can start.
You know when you hear the jingle.
In my nightmares.
Dissected Alive.
There we go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Dissected Alive 64. Hooray! Not interactive, unfortunately. But Euan, do your best Mario impression to welcome everyone.
Hello everyone, welcome to Dissected Alive 64. Woohoo!
There you go. Or do you want to do it, Melty? Or is it too memey for you?
No, I think my voice has gotten too deep to do Mario these days. I can do a decent Luigi.
Hey, no, Luke has to do Luigi. He's better at Luigi.
Oh,
Oh, Wario, fine.
It's me, Wario.
There you go.
I want Luigi, man.
yeah, Waluigi.
There, we got our pointless 64 reference out of the way. Hooray!
Oh my, Luigi.
So, geez, a lot of Sonic news these couple weeks, wasn't there?
Yeah, like literally just thrown out onto us like in the last few days before the stream starts.
Oh, well, better than one day before, like with Sage all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone wants to say something about Sonic Movie 3 that's got a teaser? I mean, not much has been revealed, but at least we know Jim Carrey is back, I suppose. So that's good.
I'm just hoping he'll be wearing a fat suit this time, because we need to see him get fat to beat the Eggman.
Of course.
Yeah. He's been talking about that since before the second movie came out. So I'm sure they'll have the fat suit this time.
I'm just imagining Jeff. I'm sorry, just saying, like, imagine Jeff Fowler just sent Jim like a letter saying, "Dear Jim, fat suit, love Jeff," and that's just convinced him, like, okay, I'm doing the third film now.
Okay.
Hayden Stone.
Figured it was something silly. And I guess we have almost confirmation Cross 40 is involved this time, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Some things going around saying, like, a probability. But hey, probability is better than none at all.
I have a feeling it's just going to be a snippet, though. Like, wasn't that the thing with the last Power Rangers movie that their theme only showed up for like 5 seconds? It's like just
Also, a young blonde girl has been casted, so those little kids who have not played Sonic Adventure 2 are going to be in for a nasty surprise.
That's like the big punchline for everyone. Oh, we know who's going to get shot. Hooray. We have such dark humor. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait for you to get shot. Yeah.
Between that and another announcement we've gotten recently, this is the year of watching Maria get shot.
Yep.
Poor girl can't catch a break.
No, she can't. So yeah, not only in the movie 3 and in the fan movie, but yeah, we might even see it happen in Sonic Generations X Shadow, I guess. So that's the other news.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's why I had to last minute draw Black Doom being like horrified at what he's come back to.
Indeed. Good old Doom.
I'm starting to think that Maria is like Pinocchio from the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio movie, where she's just immortal.
Could be interesting.
Every time she gets shot, she just goes in like a waiting period, and then she comes back, gets shot again, goes back, and then
Groundhog's Day. Oh dear.
Yeah,
Yeah, and everyone dies except Maria.
Oh my god, they killed Maria! You bastards!
Wait, hold on. That's a fucking JoJo's reference.
of course.
Naturally.
As long as Diavolo dies, it's canon.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know if Maria's going to die in movie 3. Maybe they're going to change the plot. They don't have to slavishly follow Adventure 2, I suppose. But yeah, so what I understood from Sonic Generations X Shadow is that it's about Doomy sending Shadow through his own memories again. So that's going to be interesting. I wonder if they're still going to walk or like dance around the issue of the humans, like they're still pretending they don't exist. I mean, I did notice they specifically said like, oh, Shadow has made a promise to a friend. So I wonder if they just keep it like that. Like, okay, Maria never shows up.
Okay,
Just
I'm confused. Is this official or is this fan work?
It's official.
It's official. Oh, you don't know? Maybe we should introduce it. So Sonic Generations is getting a remaster, just like Colors did. But the gimmick, probably because of movie 3, is that now Shadow gets his own campaign. However, as far as I assume he's not actually part of the main game, I assume he has like a separate campaign, just like in Forces, because I can't imagine how he fits in the main storyline. But
Yeah, so in other words, think of it as like Sega's version of Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know for sure, but that's what I assume, because I can't imagine Shadow working in actual Generations. But yeah, apparently... Yeah, go ahead.
One thing we do know, though, is that this time Sonic Team is doing it themselves,
Yeah.
rather than, like, trusting an outside studio like Blind Squirrel.
Did Blind Squirrel do the Sonic Forces campaign then?
Sonic Colors.
Colors
Oh, Sonic...
Ultimate.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope we don't get a credit sequence that was like 3 hours long.
We'll see. But yeah, not that Sonic Team themselves has that much of a better track record, but we'll see.
And also, from what I've also noticed from the gameplay footage, that the stages look very reminiscent of the cyberspace stages from Frontiers. And someone told me that the cyberspace stages seem to be borrowed a bit from the Generation stages.
I was about to mention that, yeah. That's kind of disappointing to me, because I love Sonic Generations levels because it's set in like an actual solid environment. You keep running down the streets through buildings and all that. So when I saw the gameplay footage of just flying shapes in the sky, I was like, oh no. Not again.
Yeah.
Come on, Sonic.
You're not a fan of isometric shapes and stuff.
No, I want...
Well, he's been bitching about that for 10 years, so I imagine yes.
Oh no, shapes! Not the tetrahedrons,
Yeah, abstract oblongs, my only weakness.
not hexagons.
Yeah, that's the 3 things that all Sonic games do now. Or it's Green Hill Zone, or it's a dead wasteland, or it's just shapes in the sky. Never an actually interesting environment. Oh well. At least the art style looks interesting, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm pretty mixed about. Yeah, I'm pretty mixed about the Sonic and Shadow remastered thingy. Like on one hand, it's like yeah, it's nice to see like at least some unique looking scene builds and not just lazily recycling Green Hill Zone like they did with Sonic Frontiers with cyberspace. But on the other hand, if there is going to be a story in Shadow's bit, then it's going to be really awkward. Because I mean, like Generations barely had much of a story, so if it's going to be that lore driven, then it's going to kind of stick out like a sore thumb in a way. But even so, we did get like a glimpse of the Bio Lizard battle, which is surprising, and it seems like it's going to be very different from how the 3DS version dealt with it.
I guess so.
I mean, on the Steam store page where the Sonic X Generation Shadow game is like up there, it does mention when Shadow's old nemesis Black Doom re-emerges and threatens to take over the world, Shadow must journey into his own past, confront painful memories, face familiar foes, and unlock new powers to save the world and prove why he's known as the ultimate life form.
Alrighty.
Yeah, hopefully there is
they
an actual
do-
proper story.
Yeah, if they do Shadow's personality right, this could be huge.
Yeah. And yeah, it's quite a surprise with Black Doom coming back, since that's like another thing that Sega likes to keep under the rug. Like, especially with the Archie Sonic days, they're always kind of that off-limits characters for some unknown reasons. But hey, now he's coming back, so I guess now I have an excuse to do an episode of the Black Arm Aliens for Archie Sonic character files. But not right now. There's another episode I got planned.
So many episodes for you. But yeah.
Also, we don't know if who's going to be voicing Shadow in the game, because I don't know if he'll be the same person from Forces.
I presume they're gonna use the same Generations voices, otherwise that would be weird.
Yeah,
So
like
it-
I imagine they have. I imagine it's still the current voice because I mean, outside of Sonic Prime, we haven't really gotten a new voice for Shadow in the main games. It's always just been Kirk Thornton.
Sadly, yes. Although I'm sure all of us are wishing for, of course, our old Sonic X pal, Jason Griffith.
Yeah, Jason Griffith's the man. Where Kirk Thornton
would
is
be-
like,
Which would be fantastic to have Jason Griffith back, but
Not
probably
gonna happen,
do what
no.
they did. They're probably gonna do what they did with Colors Ultimate, and not only bring back Kirk Thornton, but also bring back Kate Higgins as Tails again.
yeah, if there's gonna be like new lines for Tails, that is.
I mean,
Yeah.
Kirk has been constantly showing up for those Twitter and Twitter takeovers and the Tales tube, so I assume he's still the main voice actor. Yeah.
Actually, I mean, Tails Tube, definitely fair point, but Shadow wasn't in this year's Sonic Twitter takeover.
Oh right, that's
So-
true. Yeah. Well, I guess the actor could have been busy, but
Not me huffing the copium that means something.
Yeah, next game he's gonna be voiced by Roger Craig Smith, like what they did with
Oh.
Omega.
we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Poor Omega, just can't keep a consistent voice actor.
He just barely
Like
shows up
everyone else.
because he barely talks, so he
Yeah.
barely gets any parts. But yeah, what I understood is that this campaign is relatively short. It's only like 3 levels and a bunch of boss fights, so I guess we shouldn't really expect too much out of it.
Yeah.
It's probably
Oh, great! So it's great. So it's episode Shadow all over again.
yeah. I was about to say, kind of compared with that.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, on one hand, it's super exciting. On the other hand, I'm not too happy about Sonic Generations again because I'm so tired of all the keychain dangling and the nostalgia baiting all the
And
time.
Green Hill, so
And Green Hills.
Maybe
and
this is maybe this is just Sega's way trying to apologize for the whole retcon that they did in Sonic Forces. So they just re-released Generate. Oh no, like Sonic and Glass they're still the same self. We're totally not reinforcing the re retcon or whatever.
Oh, speaking of that retcon of Sonic Forces, like I was wondering if we should talk about it or not. But someone sent me like an older draft of the script from Sonic Forces, like an older one, where I could actually read the comments that the directors and Aaron Webber wrote on it, and I figured out why they accidentally made that mistake of classic Sonic coming from a different dimension. It had absolutely nothing to do with Sonic Team retconning it out of existence. It's purely to do with just the writer of Sonic Forces not knowing any of these characters and screwing up. So the original line Till said was just, "Hey, who are you? Are you from a different dimension?" when Sonic shows up. So it was just a random guess Tills made and not like an actual statement. But then Aaron Webber told the writers, like, hey, Tills is already supposed to know Classic Sonic because they met in Generation. So then they rewrote the line as in, oh, you're that Sonic from the other dimension. So he changed it that Tills knows who he is, but he forgot to change the line in that actually fits with the backstory of Generations. So that's where that mistake came from. So it had nothing to do with retconning. It's just a writer not knowing what they did and just half-assingly fixing problems.
That
So
definitely
in
explains
their-
a lot.
In Aaron Webber's attempt to fix it, they made it worse.
Yep.
yeah, that definitely explains a lot. Cause I saw like 1 or 2 people say like, "Oh, it's just a translation error," but it's like, no, I've seen the Japanese version of Forces, and they still do the whole like, "Oh, you're from another dimension," albeit worded differently, but still.
No, it's not a translation error. In fact, the script was written immediately in English, although by a Japanese person, because I could actually see Aaron Webber compliment the writer occasionally for, hey, good English. So apparently, it's a Japanese person writing English. But yeah, that's a whole different story, and I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to say about it. Either way, yeah, Sonic Generation Shadow. Gonna be interesting. I have a bit of a hate-love relationship with it now. I mean, I love Sonic Generations, an awesome game, but at this point I'm just so tired of the nostalgia baiting. So it's kind of like a bit of a sore spot for me now. Oh well. Anyway, I guess we should move on.
could do.
Do you want to talk about the Paramount Super Bowl
that-
commercial?
So weird! Seeing Knuckles standing alongside Master Chief, Captain Picard, Hey Arnold, and Peppa Pig.
Yeah,
Quite the odd mashup.
yeah, random grab bag of characters.
Apparently Paramount does this every year. I mean, a couple years ago there was another one that had also Beavis and Butthead and a bunch of others included. Even black and white characters. So I guess it's just a yearly thing they do.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, I
last-
remember. Yeah, I remember there was one commercial where they had that one guy from Real Monsters show up in one of the trailers.
Right.
as well as like having like Optimus Prime and Scourge basically getting into trouble for firing off his cannon prematurely.
Oh my. So this happens quite a few times. But yeah, I guess they only show the shows that are the most relevant, which kind of makes me surprised that Hey Arnold is there, because I thought that show was finished after the Jungle movie. So I guess he's getting more now. Oh well.
Well, I think
Oh,
with
yeah.
these older characters showing up in the commercials, it's more just in like a marketing way. Like, yeah, the show's over, but hey, you can watch the show on Paramount Plus now. You know, that kind of thing.
I guess so. Also interesting that the Hey Arnold creator himself made a fan art about it, and even brought up the fact that Knuckles should be climbing that wall instead of Arnold being thrown.
Yeah. But of course, everyone was like all agreeing with Knuckles, like, throw the child.
Destroy the child.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they got movie Knuckles' original voice for that quick cameo. I was kind of expecting the other guy that voiced him in that one short.
I was kind of surprising most of them just to talk out of archive lines, because that's what they usually do. When you just heard them say "oh" or but no, Knuckles actually had unique lines for this commercial. So yeah, guess it did get Idris Elba back.
Yeah, I think that's what they've been doing, like either using archive sounds or basically getting the original voice cast to come back just to do a few lines.
Fair enough, yeah. And does anyone think that the Creed tattoo joke is supposed to be an Assassin's Creed joke or something?
I did find it funny that Knuckles looking at another man's behind without any problems. Like, yes, this is a nice behind. I don't know. Maybe that's how these people greet each other.
No, I was thinking he's like so immature.
That ass. Yeah.
You can insert any thought you want in there, yeah. And
Wait, doesn't Knuckles climb walls?
and anyone disappointed that Peppa Pig never got thrown in the end?
Yeah.
All we need is to find some pigskin. Got one.
I did think it was funny because I had already made that joke in my head while watching it. It's just like, oh, if they're gonna throw Arnold because his head's shaped like a football, what about Peppa Pig? She's got literal pigskin.
And everyone just pointing at her.
Yeah.
Even Knuckles is just like, there she is. Throw
Yeah,
her.
throw the pig. Yeah. Besides, we all know Bluey is the best, and not Peppa.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he
Yeah,
was on the mountain.
Yeah. Paramount just gets the sloppy seconds. Alright, Elise?
I think we're killing her.
Breathe, Elise, breathe.
That connection until just now. With the pig skin. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, the thought of
Alright.
Peppa Pig being skinned alive is very amusing indeed.
No, it's
Yeah, today's episode of Creepypasta, Peppa gets skinned alive.
stop
Patrick Stewart.
dying.
By Captain Picard.
Ow.
Peppa goes to
Well, the
butcher's
boy
shop.
failed. We'll have to throw the pig.
Yeah, the line must be drawn here. So we can throw her.
I'm
By the
okay.
cannons, Mr. Wolf. Engage.
Well, so we move on to Sonic Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we better. Let's go.
Yep, remember to play the clip. Otherwise,
Ah, yes.
your wife will have a go at you again.
And, oh dear, yes. Already, clip incoming.
Got to scroll all the way up to the top to rewatch it.
All right, it's in the thing here.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think that was a little loud. Sorry.
Could have been.
You don't know? Alrighty.
Well, I always have the stream muted, so otherwise I'm gonna hear like everyone talking for like 10 seconds later.
That would have been awkward, yes. Right, so Sonic Underground, the next thrilling, exciting episode.
Luke.
Luke, you want to talk about it?
Yes, I'll be talking the synopsis for The Last Resort, mainly because it has a very George Lucas feel to it, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, someone's going to shoot first.
Well, not exactly that one, but how a certain character resembles a certain George Lucas character.
Yes, Jar Jar Binks, finally.
Yes. Okay. Okay, The Last Resort. Sonic, Mania, and Sonia are in a dark webbed tunnel looking for something. They come across a safe or seal, which of course is Dingo in disguise. The Yeager clan would be proud of him. After beating up the SWAT bots, the trio escape and try to lie low. After being lost on the A27, the trio find a beautiful seaside village called Lake Valley Resort, run by a tiger with shades and a cape called Stripes, who may be Chester Cheetah's cousin. Also, does he remind you of a certain Star Wars character? That's right, Wet Antilles. Stripes makes sure that Robotnik stays away from the village. Sonic is unsure whose side they're on, so they have to make sure not to mention the Resistance. Unknown to them, Stripes is secretly in league with Robotnik, making a deal with him to keep his SWAT bots out of his resort in exchange for information on Resistance members. The trio are enjoying themselves. Sonic plays tennis with himself, and Sonia is having a bit of a moment with Stripes. Manic, after talking with an apple seller, accidentally gave away that they were with the Resistance. The villagers hate the Resistance and want to attack Manic. Sonic bails Manic out. Sonic is suspicious about what's going on. Stripes tells Sonia about his deal with Robotnik. Sonia calls him a coward, but he's only doing it to save his home. The trio meet up, and Sonia wants to convince the townsfolk that the Resistance are the good guys. Sonic sneaks up on Stripes and overhears him selling him and his brother out to Robotnik, but not Sonia, as Robotnik has plans for her, someone called Chris Hansen. Sonic tells Manic and Sonia about Stripes' betrayal, but Sonia refuses to believe it at first, but then she does when Stripes forbids them to leave. He believes the Resistance will never be able to defeat Robotnik, hence why he sold them out. Sleet, Dingo, and an army of SWAT bots arrive. Sleet orders everyone in the valley to be roboticized and have the forest torn up. Stripes was like, that wasn't part of the deal. And Sleet was like, I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. And by altering it, I mean the deal's off. The trio drive around a bit. Sleet captures Stripes' Calrissian for roboticization. Suddenly,
For freezing in carbonite, of course.
of course. Suddenly, Dingo becomes concerned and loses his hair, and the trio arrives back to fight. Sonia frees Stripes with her piano gun. Stripes apologizes for what he did and rallies the villagers that attack Robotnik's army. Stripes apologizes for what he did and rallies the villagers to attack Robotnik's mighty army of SWAT bots with sticks and fruit. The SWAT bots were no match for tomatoes and went and shot each other. Sleet turns Dingo into the barrel from Sonic 3 and jumps on it doing a silly pose. It was supposed to trap Sonic, but both he and Dingo fell in the water. Stripes learned that he can't make deals with Robotnik and promises to fight for the Resistance and Mobius' freedom. So the moral of the story is, if you arrive at a nice place run by a charming person with a cape, don't trust them.
Yep, amen to that. Yeah, he did really have a Lando voice too. Smooth talker.
Yeah, when I first saw him, I was thinking, like, he kind of reminds me of Lando. I wonder if he's going to sell him out. I'm like, oh, right.
Of course he would have. Oh well, but yeah, we had this spot a lot of times already in Sonic Underground. Like, they go to an idyllic village, and then there's like a darker Robotnik plot going on. This is at least the third time that we've seen this plot. And I'm sure we'll see it more often. So, Melting Man, what do you think of this episode?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. There's definitely an episode that's more focused on Sonya, because like, oh yeah, she's like, oh, this place is peaceful. Let's stay for a while, and yeah, it is kind of interesting with the whole plot, and then the whole deal of the like management doing his Robin thing, and you think it's like, oh, he's gonna get caught. It's like, and then he gets the shopkeeper's like, oh, don't worry, have some more apples. It's like, oh, thanks, that'll be good for the Resistance. It's like, oh, your Resistance, well, fuck you. That was a
He
sudden
didn't
twist
outright
there.
mention the resistance. He mentioned destroying a bunker. And that's how they knew he was with the resistance.
Yeah, give
It's
Brad Maddox
actually
some
funny
credit.
'cause,
Yeah, go ahead, Sala. Sorry.
Because like earlier in the episode, like he was also trying to immediately blab about the resistance. Manic just cannot be trusted to not reveal that he's part of the resistance.
Pretty bad for a thief, yeah.
It's like his only personality trait.
I guess maybe it's to show that Manic's not a liar?
Fair enough.
Or he's a
Yeah,
really
I guess
bad liar?
Honest.
Maybe he's just
Yeah,
trying to.
that's more like it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to be like better without the whole stealing thing. Like, oh, dude, I'm totally not a thief. You can totally trust me, man.
I totally haven't got any apples in my pouch.
It's fanny pack, yeah.
Also, I'm just looking at the Wild Brain Superheroes upload of this episode, and for some reason there is a huge watch spike of Sonic twirling a tennis racket for no reason. It's, I don't know why. That is apparently the most watched part of the episode. Is just Sonic twirling a tennis racket while
now we
walking away
just
sassily.
now we just need some Euan polka playing in the background. Yeah, that from ye olden days. Yeah.
I thought you hated memes. You traitor.
Well, well, you clearly don't know what specific memes I don't like.
Apparently
If it's
not.
like,
No.
yeah, if it's something from ye olden days of like the 2000s, like like oh, I grew up on that stuff, seedy eyes and even polkas and I'm a firing my lasers,
It's
like
no
especially
use!
That's also from the
Who did
2000s.
that?
No.
Who did that?
no, fuck that shit. I ain't into that shit.
That wasn't me.
But no, if it's like for the Sonic stuff, like any of the more older stuff, not 06 related, but if it's any of the more like Sonic and Uganda Knuckles, then yeah, I don't like that. It's just too lazy compared to how wild and creative the olden days of the internet Sonic memes were.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Melting Man's only interested in classical memes.
Classy memes.
Only the good
Yeah,
stuff will hear.
Back in my day, we used to just have Robotnik say ping us and we all laugh our asses off. Meow, meow.
Right.
Nowadays,
Back to
it's
track.
more extended.
Oh yeah, back to talking about this episode.
Yeah, Sonic.
We
and
get to
Sonic
see
Boom.
Robotnik for the first time in a while.
Yeah, he barely showed up in the show.
It's like, hey, I'm still here.
Maybe they couldn't find a voice for, like Gary Chalk to actually voice, so they had to bring in Robotnik just to fill in the quota.
But yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, this is already the most boring incarnation for Robotnik, and then he barely has screen time, so he can't make any impression. It's a bit of a weird choice, yeah. Like Robotnik is. Yeah, go ahead.
There's gonna be one particular episode coming up where he's a lot more interesting.
Fair enough. But not for today. Although he does show up in the next episode as well. Still not doing anything interesting, but.
I just find it hilarious. I did find it
A
hilarious.
while back, I did discover, though, that Gary Chalk, is that his name?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, he did a character in the second season of 321 Penguins.
Oh, interesting. I remember that. Yeah, I remember the one thing that caught me off guard was, Gary Chalk also did a voice work he's done. The one I didn't quite notice until later was he was voice of what's his name? Prince Rutherford or whatnot from MOP Friendship is Magic. And then when I look back, it's like, oh yeah, I can sense his voice there. So yeah, going from evil dictator to ruler of the axe.
It's amazing how voice actors will get around.
Indeed.
He also voiced Optimus Prime a few times.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. That's all I can say. It's just, yup.
Yep, he sure did.
Yeah, he's been voicing a lot of characters.
Well, that's voice actors hired everywhere. I mean, just a couple days ago, I was looking for at the old Minnie Mouse voice actors, and even she played Tails in a pilot episode once. That kind of surprised me, like Russie
Wow.
Taylor. But yeah, It's a small world, I guess, for voice actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at watching a review of the first season of Ben 10, and when I hear like Grandpa Max talk, I was like, "Where have I heard that voice before?"
It's the Colonel.
Yeah, Colonel.
Of course, from Metal Gear Solid, of course. Now that's sort and now. Yeah, I need scissors 61, man. Ben.
Yeah, Ben, turn off the game console now.
I had that exact same thought when I first heard his voice. I'm like, why does he sound familiar?
It's Roy Campbell.
Yeah.
It's Colonel Roy Mustang, my favorite.
Oh yeah.
I always get my Colonel Roys mixed up.
Right, back to this episode. Any stupid things we
yes.
saw? Like, there's this wonderful...
Well, there's definitely one stupid thing I noticed. Like the whole deal with Sonya and the tiger dude. It's like having that conversation. Yeah, Stripes. They're having that conversation. It's like, oh, you're pretty, oh, thanks, but you know, we're the good guys. Like, well, we don't like the resistance. I'm just trying to do what's best for my people. And then he walks away, and it's all sad. And then suddenly, music video.
Yeah, very abrupt.
Yeah, very cheerful sounding music.
For me, it would be when Dingo looks incredibly worried, and then suddenly his hair disappeared.
I didn't notice that. What?
Oh, he's like,
yeah.
I forgot my wig.
I did see that, and I thought, oh, I should screenshot that and send it to Roger. But then I thought, there's no way Roger didn't screenshot that himself.
I did not. I did not notice that.
Yeah. Well, knowing Roger, yeah, you know.
No,
Sorry.
he was too interested in all the low-angled shots.
Yeah, I noticed they have a lot of shots with the leg close-ups, yeah.
Yeah, I guess to show that, in the Sonic Underground universe, nobody skips leg day.
Nope. It's a pretty awesome shot. They use it a lot.
I did notice that there's quite a bit of the van in this episode, and there's a surprising amount of squash and stretch when it's moving.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. It's made of rubber.
Becoming affected by the laws of the cartoon logic.
No, it's all Robotnik's pollution. Having a weird side effect.
I did like at the end of the episode where they're like driving away from the resort, and Sonya's like, "Oh no, we gotta go back and save Stripes, even if he's a bad person." And Sonic's like, "Don't worry, I'm just building up speed." And then he just turns the van around and they park the van.
Meow.
I don't know why, but for some reason though, like I'm now just thinking of a YTP of like, don't worry, I'm building up speed, and it just literally just cuts to the end of where the van just drives off, just leaving everyone with bottom
Yeah. While Running in the 90s is playing. Yeah.
More memes, ah!
Yeah, LOL.
Just use the clip of them driving off the pier in the
There you go.
Sphere episode.
Yeah.
All the fight scenes were hilarious here. I love one part where you see like the SWAT box like blasting off with jetpacks and then just smash into a wall like dunk. It made me laugh. Like, what were you even trying to do there?
Yeah, when they get blinded by fruit and they shoot each other.
Oh right, yeah, the whole fight would have just kept tomatoes thrown at them.
Yeah. Ah, tomatoes, my only weakness.
And sticks.
And of course, there's the epic moment where Sonya does an awesome jump over a SWAT bot, and then nothing happens. You're like, why was that?
Yeah, they should have just had. They should have just had.
finish off my moves.
Up like a 10. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Yeah.
You think, oh, that's not a cool fight move, and then it's not defeated. And she just stands there. Robot can shoot her any moment, but they just keep standing there. I guess even the SWAT bot is confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either confused or amazed by her jumping over them. It's like, whoa, incredible! And then
Yeah.
she gets destroyed.
But she did a flip.
But the best part is she didn't need to jump over it. She had to run towards it just to jump over it. It was not blocking her path or anything. She just liked jumping, I guess. And another part I like is when the van crashes into the SWAT bots and you see the van drive away and then it cuts back. You see the SWAT bot still floating around in the air. It's like, how long were they hanging in the air before they fell?
Their cable harnesses got stuck, so now they're just stuck up there.
It's just the curse of using practical effects.
Practical cell shades, yeah.
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 I liked how Manic was able to defeat a robot just by drum rolling on its head. And he said,
Yep.
"Can you take this symbolism?"
Yeah.
Symbolism. Yeah.
Instant brain damage, yo.
That was a pretty good move, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
But I also love
Man, how powerful are your drumsticks, man?
it can create earthquakes, so very powerful.
It's true.
Oh yeah, speaking of Manic, there was one shot earlier where he was like, trying to crack to save that Sleet, while Dingo is disguised as. And there's this one shot where he doesn't have his gloves on. It's kind of weird, but at the same time, it kind of worked a little better.
Yeah.
As a thief, it needs a perfect feeling of the device, yeah.
He must
Well,
then
then he needs gloves to cover up fingerprints, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as a master thief, you think he'd know to cover up his fingerprints.
Yeah.
Oh well. I also love how they really overplay Sonia's keyboard being a gun in this one. She has way more like gun poses. And even one time just straight up blast at Sleet or at Dingo. It was pretty intense.
Oh, that one scene where, like, after she frees Strive, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, Sonya, and she's like, oh, welcome to the Resistance, and she, like, points her guns, like, wait, is she about to shoot Stripes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was surprisingly visceral because usually they just fight indirectly, but here just points the gun straight at Sleet, like, yeah. It's like, whoa, okay, she wants him dead all of a sudden.
How many times has Sleet had a gun pointed at his head and you think he's gonna get shot, but psych, he doesn't?
Many times.
Not in this episode.
Speaking of Sleet, there was also that one shot where Stripes was being taken into that shuttle, and for some reason it was like an aerial shot, and for some reason they colored his hair blue and made the cave look a little more like Sleet.
Whoops.
Yeah, I'm seeing double here. 4 Sleets.
Also, when you look at Stripes, you would think he would sell you cereal or some kind of snack product.
Indeed he does, yeah.
Oh yeah, I also noticed with this episode and the next one, it seems like Sonic's starting to develop a catchphrase with the whole like, "Oh, bummer my Horace" or something.
Yeah, Bummer May Horace.
Bummer May Horace, yeah.
Yeah, like what is that? I guess like Gotta Juice was already taken from Sad AM and.
Didn't he say Bummer May Horace in Sad AM too?
I don't remember him saying that. It was always like "Gotta Juice." That was always his main catchphrase.
Because I'm pretty sure he said Bummer May Horace in Sad AM.
We'll have to check. I don't remember either.
Yep.
Someone in the comments will point it out.
Of course I will.
So speaking of catchphrases, though, he says one right at the end that I'm not the biggest fan of, and that's when he says, "Tease 'em and squeeze 'em."
Oh yeah.
Ew.
Definitely a line that could be taken out of context. Yeah, tease him and squeeze him. Oh my.
Oh no. Oh no.
And there's our perfect joke, a perverted joke of the week. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Brought to you by Melting Man.
Yeah, coming to you
it
live
wasn't
from
even him
the
this
club.
time.
Doesn't that approve?
Yeah. Coming to you live from Club Triple X.
Yeah, our weekly annoying Elise.
amused.
She's just got to get used to us.
Oh, don't worry, I am. Just
It'll just take her a couple of years just to get used to us.
We're all mad here.
that's okay. I'm probably just as crazy.
There's quite a few quotes in this episode that I wrote down. I thought were pretty funny, like when Sonya is complaining about Sonic getting lost. She's like, why do guys never ask for help? And Manic's like, hey, don't bring me into this. I'm on your side. She's like, well, you are a guy. Hey, I resent that.
It's like, oh,
It's interest.
yeah, aren't we being sexist all of a sudden, Sonya?
There was also the moment where Sonic
make more relevance then.
Sonic tells Manic not to steal anything, and he's like, that's business. I'm on vacation. And then he immediately goes and steals stuff.
Yeah. Old habits die hard.
Oh, there was one bit I want to pick out. It's
He's a
like when
workaholic.
we were talking about that Robotnik, like he wants Sonya, like he was like, I'll deal with Sonya later. And if you haven't watched the previous episodes of why he wants Sonya, it's like, what? Why does he want Sonya?
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Because Robotnik wants to roboticize her. There. I was going to say the other thing.
He said he'll deal with Sonya later because Stripes told him Sonya wasn't even there.
Yeah.
All right.
Even though, Stripes was just trying to cover up the fact that Sonya was there. Because he's in love or cares about her or whatever.
He's like, don't worry, Sonya. I only killed your brothers. I spared you.
That makes it worse.
I did it for you, Sonya.
Red flag,
also
red flag, red flag.
Yeah. There was also a quote right at the end that I thought was hilarious out of context. And it's where it's like Stripes is talking about how he realizes like, oh, I can't make deals with Robotnik. But what he said is, I know now I can't make deals. Which is probably not the lesson here.
Yeah. Remember, kids, always be a pedestrian. Never make deals with businesses or whatever.
Yeah.
Neither with the resistance, no.
Just can't make deals in general.
Indeed. There you go, kids.
There was also like a little moment, but we'll hear about it when we're reviewing the song of this episode. But there's this moment where Robotnik just yells in the middle of the song, and it doesn't sound like him.
That was funny. I also love the shot where you see Sonya admiring herself. I think it was by accident, but it kind of looked funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the song had kind of fun moments. But yeah, I love Robotnik screaming for the song. That was a fun detail, yeah.
He's just that annoyed that he's not part of the song.
He can finally sing! Robotnik should sing more often.
Yeah, why can't I have a solo?
So let the heartaches begin.
You should have like a Gaston song. Robotnik should have a Gaston song.
He was like,
Yeah.
I want to join the band. I could do the trombone.
Yeah.
Trombone. Womp, 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 womp.
The Broken Skull theme. Right, but enough annoying our audiences.
I will say though, Sonic is oddly kind of mature in this episode.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, like he's
I only
really
say somewhat, just because, like, the whole tennis match. Like,
Yeah.
him arguing himself.
Yeah,
but when the situation is serious, I've noticed that he is a bit more mature, and he's very protective of his siblings now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
wish
do
it was.
find it was.
Go ahead.
I thought it was funny though when they were discussing, is it possible that Stripes is in league with Robotnik to keep this valley safe? And at first Sonya's like, you don't think so, do you? And then Sonic goes and spies on him, and turns out he did rat them out. He goes back to tell Sonya, and then Sonya gets mad at him, saying, Stripes. And then it's like, girl, you were suspicious of him just a moment ago. Why are you...
She didn't have her morning
Why are you
coffee.
taking it out on your brother? So, like, he just confirmed what you were thinking. Are you just mad that he was right?
I guess so.
Yeah, Sonya the sexist. Yeah.
Like, it's because she assumed Sonic was biased and was just like maybe misinterpreting something. I don't know. She thought that Sonic had it out for Stripes.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and that does make sense. It's just the way it's presented, it feels off.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, I saw someone in the comments already make a joke that it's unlikely the robotic can take over the world, but this is robots that stupid, and yeah, that robots really are pathetic. Especially in the next episode, they're even worse. But yeah, I'm constantly... I love Sleet and Dingo's battle tactic, even. Like, he turns Dingo into a barrel, then Sleet stands on it, and then Sonic just knocks him off. It's like, what was that all about? I'm standing on a barrel! Oof! Like, okay.
Well, I think it was
Sonic.
Yeah, it was trying to a barrel that has like extended arms to grab him, but like even then that fails because the minute he grabs him, he like loses his grip like 5 seconds later.
But why was Sleet needed for that move? It only happens after Sleet was already defeated. What was Sleet's plan?
Sleet was the bait.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, why did they show it from that angle?
They love that leg day.
Indeed they do.
I like it when Sleet and Dingo are arguing afterwards about whose fault it is.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Or who has
Like, because I'm the leader, does that mean it's my fault? It makes sense to me.
Sounds good to me.
They just don't want to tell it to Robotnik. Poor guys.
I'm not gonna tell Robotnik the bad news. I'll leave that to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, bugger. Yeah.
My only other note for this episode was during the fight with all the SWAT bots in the beginning, Sonic just completely obliterates several of them in like a second.
Yep.
And it's like that's something he should definitely do more often.
Oh yeah,
And
there's
then been handy.
Yeah, and then at the beginning when he and his siblings are escaping, instead of doing the usual where he kind of just picks them up and runs off at supersonic speed, it's like, no, they jog, as it were, out of there, back to the van. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was another weird shot that I know. I think it was in this episode where, like, I think it was after like Sonic's trying to explain to Sonya, like, oh, Stripe's actually like secretly working for Robotnik, and there's a scene where Sonic's just standing there, and you hear Manic talking in the background. Sonic's just standing there, and then it cuts back to the others. Like, okay, why didn't you cut to Manic actually talking, and not just have Sonic, standing there all
Right? Yeah.
What was up with that?
I would say it was to save budget, but they were still animating Sonic moving.
Yeah, he was just moving slightly. It would have been more hilarious if they actually bothered moving the mouth. And like, oh shit, that's the wrong character. Oh well.
Classic
Like,
animation.
they just it's like someone just was not feeling like lip syncing that day.
I guess so.
Or they just literally forgot to get the shot of Manic actually talking, so they like, oh, okay, we'll just have to use Sonic just steering and such.
Well, maybe the cameraman's just colorblind. It's like, alright, shoot for the green hedgehog. Okay, shoots the blue hedgehog.
We'll never know.
Okay.
It's French, maybe it was just an artistic direction. Anyway, shall we move on to the next episode?
Yep,
Sure.
Remember to play that? Yep.
Sir Sala, go ahead.
Nope.
Well, no.
Oh, sorry.
Play the thing
Yes.
first.
The
You've got to
thing.
do the clip thing first,
Do the
otherwise
thing.
your wife will
Do the
clip
clip,
your
do the
ears
clip.
again.
Yeah, or do the clip or your wife will make you sleep on the couch.
No, she'll have him sleep on the porch.
At least you'll have the stars for company.
You
Unless
made a
it rains.
balcony then.
Yeah. Here we go.
The Everyone Spins Around episode. How exciting.
You spin me right round, baby, right round when you're going. Oh, sorry, wrong version.
Yeah, it's just too bad we can't play that sort of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
super sensitive.
Yeah, shut up. That's copyrighted. Yeah.
But it's
Eh.
for memes.
Yeah. Yeah, back in my days, the only bastards we had to deal with was Viacom.
Yeah,
No, it was Warner Brothers Music Group or something like that. They were the bigger pain in the asses.
Oh, yeah.
Music's really annoying, yeah. But go ahead, Sala. What about this episode?
Yeah. So this episode starts off with our boy Bartleby.
Yeah.
And-
you.
Oh, hold on.
And
Damn it, wrong one. It's Bartleby. There we go. That's the right one.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that's in a different section.
So Bartleby and Robotnik are planning the annual debutante ball, and Robotnik is just making sure everything has gone well. You know, Bartleby's thanking him for letting them use this venue, and Robotnik makes sure that all of the invites have been sent out, and obviously Sonia gets one for some reason, and I guess Bartleby didn't think that was suspicious at all. But yeah, Sonia is now staring at this invitation and is completely distracted, like, all the time. She's like, they have to, Sonic and Manic have to, like, constantly yell at her to, like, pay attention to what they're doing. And they're like, and so Sonic notices, like, you know, she's being real distracted, and there's got to be something to do with that piece of paper in her pocket. And so Manic's like, oh, did someone say something in someone's pocket? And he immediately snatches the invitation. And Sonic and Manic have no idea what the heck a debutante ball is. But anyways, they're there to meet Cyrus. Manic slips the thing back into her pocket before she notices it's gone. And Cyrus is talking about a robotic organic brain that Robotnik has made a brain in a tube. The brain in a tube.
It's Mother Brain.
And they're gonna put it inside of a giant indestructible spaceship called the Predator. And the Predator's job is to go around and seek out any non-roboticized people and either shoot or capture them. And yeah, so that's kind of a problem because the brain itself is indestructible, but the ship itself is also apparently indestructible. So Cyrus has a plan. He's got the stick, this melting stick. And if you put the stick on a device, then you can remote control it, I guess.
The stick of
Because
truth.
it'll melt and combine with the thing and somehow give you remote control of it. So their plan is they are going to put the stick on the Predator before the brain is implanted, so that they control it instead of the brain.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, Mutsky is out surveilling the area. And yeah, so Sonic, Sonia, and Manic have a plan to sneak into the base, and they're gonna cause a diversion while Sonic puts the stick on. But of course, Sonia is distracted by the invitation and just immediately gets captured by SWAT bots and then brought up to Sleet. And of course, Sleet immediately gets her name wrong again, running gag, so she calls him Slick.
Huh.
And Sonic comes to her rescue and scares Sleet into falling down into the hole he just dug. And then Sonia uses her fog powers again. She hasn't done that in a while. And they use the fog to escape. Sonic and Sonia split up. Sonic goes to put the stick on the Predator, while Sonia puts a bomb on the brain, which is actually just a distraction to make it seem like their plan was to try and destroy the brain. But they knew it was unbreakable. But Dingo was there anyway to protect it, and he was disguised as some kind of cylinder, and he grabs onto her in a totally not creepy way at all. And moving on. So she spins him and gets out of there, and Manic mortars the fucking place. And then they all get on their vehicles and go away. Sleet reports that there was an explosion, but the brain is okay, and they think, okay, so their mission failed. Everything is good. Everything is right. We can proceed with our goals. Meanwhile, Sonic is like freaking pissed that Sonia keeps getting distracted by shit, so he just straight up asks her about it, and she starts crying, and apparently that's the most watched part of this episode. And so, Sonic decides he needs to find out what the heck this debutante ball thing is and why it's so important to her. So he goes to Bartleby's house, and he uses a leaf blower on Bartleby's living room and completely makes a mess of it, and does not even offer to clean it up. Sonic, you asshole.
He dresses up like Mario too to blame him. It's all Mario's fault.
It's all
Like, hey,
Mario's fault.
Dare you?
Hey, I don't do Windows, Mac.
And Bartleby is surprisingly cordial with Sonic. He's very friendly when he realizes who it is. And he starts talking with Sonic, all while cleaning up the mess Sonic made. And he explains the debutante ball is a ball where a young woman is introduced to society. And Sonia's been dreaming about that, but like she doesn't think she can go because she's part of the resistance. And obviously this is like a government-sanctioned event, so Robotnik will be there. But Sonic decides, we should let her go anyway. And oh god, where was the quote? I had it right here. Oh yeah, Sonic, I had no idea you possessed this level of sensitivity. I don't. And Sonic claims that he just wants to make sure that she's not like fucking up on missions anymore, but he does admit that like he does want to see her happy. So Bartleby has the idea to turn this into a masquerade ball so that she can go in without being recognized. Even though Robotnik himself immediately points out, like after the call is over, it's like she's a fucking 3-foot tall pink hedgehog. I'm sure I'll be able to recognize her in a mask. And he does. He does. Immediately recognizes her. The idea that she can hide behind a mask is laughable, and he does laugh.
And so do we.
Yeah.
So Sonic, Sonic returns to Sonia and Manic, and just as they're talking with Cyrus about the fact that they're auditioning for pilots for the Predator drone, Sonic reveals that he found a way to make it so that she can go to the debutante ball. And Manic helped. He stole the invite.
Ah. And he looks so proud of himself.
Yeah. And she's, of course, very thrilled and happy, and she loves her brothers. And
Celebrates with a song.
Yeah. But then, so they celebrate with a song, and it's a pretty good song. But we'll get to that. So they go to audition for the pilots for the Predator drone, and apparently it's just them three auditioning. No one else in the Resistance is bothering to show up. And it does not go exactly as they would have hoped, because Sonic ends up injuring all of his passengers, and Manic doesn't even injure them. He just straight up kills all of his passengers.
Everyone died. Yeah.
Everyone died. But of course, Sonia is not only better than the other two, she's perfect. I mean, Cyrus has never seen better piloting, so she has to be the one to pilot it. But unfortunately, the mission is going to take place at the same night as the debutante ball. And so they have to figure out a way to deal with that. And so their plan is, Sonia walks in and hands a piece of paper to the dude introducing people to society. And he announces Princess Sonia of the royal castle, and she immediately takes off her mask, and then they fucking bail, and then they just leave. And Sonic and Manic walk around wearing the same exact dress to cause confusion, because I guess a mask won't throw people off, but the color of their fur will.
Real robots are colorblind, yeah.
Yep. And meanwhile, they get Sonia back to the place where the remote control is, and she navigates the Predator away and saves all of the people that it captured, I guess. But also, so Queen Alina was at the debutante ball. Ooh, surprise, she was there. She's so close, they could have talked to her, but they didn't. She gives them a present, and it was a heart-shaped locket that she wore at her debutante ball. And so, yay, that's special, I guess, and that's the end of the episode.
I'm so proud of you, my children. See you in 40 episodes.
Yeah. Here's something I wore. It looks so much better than that tacky thing you're wearing. Just wanted to brag. Bye.
I will totally never leave my people. He quickly does.
Yeah, that was quite an episode indeed. But man,
I
Sonia's...
did like how
Yeah, go ahead.
I did like the moment where like Robotnik sees quote unquote Sarah, Bartleby's cousin from out of town, and he like obviously sees through disguise immediately, but he plays along, be like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'll capture her when she least expects it. And then she just takes off her mask, and he's immediately angry.
You stole my moment and you
ruined it for me.
I was gonna have a plan and everything.
I just pretty much worked out the Predator reference in the episode because Sonic was wearing war paint, and it's very similar to how Arnie wore his war paint in the Predator movie.
Huh.
Oh, I
There's
didn't make
a
that
thing.
connection.
Oh yeah, I figured there
R.I.P.
was
Carl Weathers.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a feeling there would be some kind of Predator references in there. It's like, oh yeah, Predator. Like, oh okay. Like, oh Sleeper. Okay, I guess that's a reference to that thing. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the Predator movies.
Yeah, the whole episode is a Predator reference. I mean, you'll remember the scene where Arnold also dresses up in a dress, right?
Yeah, obviously.
He did, didn't he? In,
Yeah, and you know
Timber.
all the other soldiers wore dresses too. You know, just like Sonic and Manic.
And they all spun around in circles.
Or when Sonic says, "Come on, kill me, do it now!"
Yeah, you.
There's
get
also
it,
like,
got it.
there's also the moment where like Robotnik is like threatening Sleet and Dingo, saying like, if anything goes wrong with the Predator, I'll have you both roboticized. And of course, something does go wrong with the Predator, but he doesn't roboticize them. So just more empty threats from Robotnik.
Yeah, especially in the scene, like, especially with the dialogue they have after that. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to be roboticized. Like, oh, look on it this way. It might improve your intelligence. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's kind of like
All
with.
he's-
Sorry, you go first.
he didn't say about improving your intelligence. All he said is it might be an improvement.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that's enough for Dingo.
Yeah, I'll be more handsome roboticized. Yeah.
I was just saying that how Robotnik is like way too easy on Sleet and Dingo makes me think of like how Megatron treats Starscream. It's like, you betrayed me, Starscream. You're fired. Actually, I need you. Okay, you're unfired.
Pretty much.
He's the only one that has the Wi-Fi password.
Yes.
You're promoted.
I guess he really desperately needs them. You might ask why, because they're so easily defeated all the time. Like, I love how, like, in the Dingo captures Sonya, Sonya just spins around and he's immediately defeated. Like, okay, that was quick. I love the animation where you see him, like, go try to escape the explosion while he's still a broken machine. Look kind of funny.
One shot
yeah.
that did amuse me is when they're all in with the council meeting with Cyrus, and when they were looking up, you see them looking down, and they all look, they got enlarged heads.
The bobblehead.
There's a lot of enlarged heads in this episode, but yeah, they clearly tried to have like a perspective thing, but they kind of failed at it. It's a very
Small heads
interesting
make
look.
it hard to fit through doorways.
Maybe Marasmus cursed them all. Big head fate.
This episode has a lot of wacky animation. One part I love is when Sonic and Cyrus are just having a talk, but Cyrus constantly looks so angry and has such weird movements where he just grabs the thing that Sonic is holding and runs away. It's almost like he's betraying them or something. Like, is he a villain?
I
Yeah, like,
think
what
he's
is
just
up
that
with-
miff with Sonic.
Yeah, like what is up with that? It's like Cyrus is like looks so pissed off throughout the whole episode.
He's like, oh, right, a big, oh, right, I'm big, how threatening. And like, so it's just like, oh, it's gonna be threatening. All right, I'm gonna shove this down your.
Yeah. Now just waiting like, yo, Cyrus, what? Here, have a Snickers. Yeah. Better.
Cyrus talks to Son. Oh yeah, go ahead, Sala.
Okay, I did like the brief line of maybe we should hunt the brain. Is ironically the one character not voiced by Maurice LaMarche in this episode.
Ah, missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Also, I've noticed a lot of cross-dressing going on in this series lately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
Gosh.
Will it be
Yeah.
a third week in a row? Maybe.
Sonic Underground. Hey, we got to appease the trans people, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people who like to see Sonic in a dress.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was that was back in the olden days. Like, character cross dresses in a dress just to pull off this gag and whatnot. Wacky stuff, but yeah, nowadays that kind of stuff's a lot of change since those days.
But can we acknowledge that this is the 13th episode, and it's only the first time we actually see the Resistance base, even though we never see any members other than Cyrus still.
But actually,
Maybe they-
15th episode.
15. Oh yeah, we had Halloween episodes too. Yeah.
It's the 15th that we've watched. It's the
Yeah, and it's
episode that was released.
but nevertheless,
13th chronologically.
we have 15 episodes watched, and this is the first time I actually see the Resistance. Yeah, and it's only one guy.
Everyone else is on sabbatical.
Yeah, Sonic Underground's way of handling the whole like freedom fighters whatnot. It's like, they usually say it, but we rarely see it. We only see maybe like 1 or 2 members, and that's it.
Yeah, and add that with the fact that we barely see Robotnik, this show's really bad at world building or really establishing itself. Like it's just a bunch of random events. There's barely a main plot going on. Yeah,
Well, I don't know. Maybe that means that Cyrus is a one-man army.
I guess so.
Or
He's
he
a
fired them
one-man
all.
Everyone else
Or
is
maybe,
busy.
or maybe he just cloned himself. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, the Resistance is constantly full of Cyruses, and the one we see is just like the main one. Oh yeah, there's totally a Resistance. They're just working behind the scenes.
Yeah. A door opens up and then like multiple Siluses just come out and say like, hey, do you have this thing we need?
And they all have that pissed off expression on them.
Exactly. Because they're that annoyed that they're just the clones.
And being the only staff, they are all sleep deprived, so that also pisses them off.
With the whole episode, am I the only one that kind of thinks that Sonya looks good in that dress? I don't know, it just kind of looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
actually,
nice
I
looking dress.
it looks good too.
But I think
Yeah.
But I think Manic pulls it off better.
Oh yeah, he's the man.
Referencing the last episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because Manic is best Sonic Underground character.
Of
Next to
course.
Hooter.
To be fair, I also like Sleet in his suit. He also looks kind of dapper,
Yeah.
like a James Bond
I like
suit.
that I like that Dingo's suit doesn't quite fit.
maybe you have to rent
Literally
it from
tearing at the
Sleep.
seams.
He had some, like, as much as we make fun of the bad animation, there's also pretty good animation when Dingo's like running away in a panic. I love how he looks there. His stupid face expression is, in one frame, it's almost like he's trying to be an airplane, like ah. I love the art style in this show.
Yeah, especially at the beginning when you see Robotnik's close-up face as Barbie's talking to him.
Oh, I didn't have that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because he looked a lot more chubbier than usual.
Oh, well, you're referring to the very beginning
Yes.
first screenshot. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, they put a lot of effort into Barbie, but they just couldn't be bothered with Robotnik, so he just looks a bit unfinished.
I do like Robotnik's movement, where he's just kind of like patting Barnaby on the head or something, where he did this weird thing with his hand. But there's
Well,
a
it's
good
like-
Barnaby.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a good boy.
Yeah, kind of funny. It's like, say, okay, you can go, but now it's just more like, who's a good Barnaby? You are.
Yeah, even Robotnik likes Bartleby.
Yeah, it's why he never does anything bad to him.
Ah, yeah.
Uh,
Well, nothing majorly
to that.
bad,
Well, not right now, yeah.
obviously.
But yeah, it's kind of weird how Sonya is like so distracted in this episode, like constantly daydreaming with the whole event and going out with Bartleby. I'm just like, oh, Bartleby! I love him so much. He has a great big hair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. He's got quite the long. He's got quite the long looks.
Yeah.
Long hair. I can't wear it
long
today.
flowing locks is what you were.
Yeah,
looking
that's
for.
it. Yeah.
Also interesting
It's
is that...
especially
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
it's especially funny because like we just had an episode where she was crushing on Stripes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be like a common trend that happens throughout the rest of the series.
Now she's like, oh right, my fiance. I am engaged to marry this person.
I'm totally not having an affair.
I did find it funny when they were doing the test driving thing, and like Cyrus saying as Sonic and Manic were crashing the ships, like, "Yep, you killed everyone. Great job."
Yeah, great job. You suck.
Would have been funny.
You learn to fly.
What if they didn't have to practice round and merely had to jump into action? That would have been a dark episode.
Oh, do you know how to fly this thing? No.
I'm just imagining like the cartoon just took some form of pity towards Manic by not showing like how badly he was doing.
Yeah.
It was so bad they couldn't show it.
It just immediately cut to everyone died.
Yeah, I can only imagine like you like, oh, all right, starts the engine, and then it blows up. Like, all right, you failed.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Cyrus saying, "Where did you learn to fly?"
I don't know. A small part of me is just kind of wondering if like Silas intentionally just put Sonia's like simulation on easy mode compared to Sonic and Manic.
They were playing Sonic Shuffle all along.
I mean, considering the stakes, that'd be incredibly irresponsible of him.
But he looks like a villain all the time, so I can imagine it.
Yeah.
He was probably just trolling Sonic and Manic. Yeah.
He's always scowling.
And he looks like a knockoff platform mascot as well.
Oh yeah. Kind of has that awesome possum kind of vibe.
I thought that as well.
I started to wonder if he did that, like if he made their runs harder on purpose or impossible on purpose because Sonic ticked him off earlier.
Yeah.
Probably.
Nah, maybe Cyrus is just a ladies' man.
Oh man.
What a cheeky bastard.
Especially that one screenshot where like Sonya's in the cockpit and he has that face. It's like, ah, shit, she's in there. I guess I gotta go easy on her.
I guess Cyrus didn't like his stick being manhandled.
Oh. Whoa.
There you go.
That's a Meltdown joke, and you know it.
I thought we already had the perfect joke of the week.
Nah.
We're right back to being perverted again, huh?
Oh, fuck.
I think someone is dying.
You people. I'm not laughing at the joke, I'm laughing at you guys.
Good.
Hey, little stick, what the fuck?
That is-
Oh, I'm dead. You guys are
well,
not
at least
talking
it
to a
was
ghost. I'm dead.
Well, at least it was a stick and not a tracker ball.
Shut up.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, shall we move on to the music? Or...
Well, I was gonna say though,
I say
like
so, yeah.
I was gonna say like beforehand, like even though you don't have like a screenshot of it, like when Robotnik's laughing at the end, like again, like the Dig It show had fun again, where like the alien just came up from below as he was laughing, it's like, and the head just comes up. It's like, what's going on? Just like a repeat from like last time, you know, with the when Sonya was screaming her head off and he just came out of her mouth saying, "What's going on?" So it's just like him laughing, but now it's just coming out of his ass.
Okay.
I'm gonna say though that Sleet and Dingo actually look pretty slick in those tuxedos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
dapper. Yeah.
But I just find it funny, like that one picture of like, you know, screenshot of where Bobby's just got that ridiculous smile on his face as Robotnik is just laughing in the background.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
like, I'm feeling very smug this evening. But
And
yeah,
I think it's funny how Sonya manages to get to Cyrus so she can control the predator, and she's like back in her regular clothes. It's like that's got to be some kind of record that she changed out of her dress and into her regular clothes that quickly.
Yeah,
Very impressive, yeah.
especially
Unless
funny
it
'cause,
was like in that one other episode where all she had to do was spin around and she was like did her magical girl transformation.
Yeah. But it's especially funny you point that out because, like, when Sonic shows up at the end and, like, he and Manic are wearing the dress, Sonic makes a joke like, oh, I can't believe we all wore the same thing to the party. And, like, it would have been even funnier if Sonya was also still wearing the dress. So, maybe they just forgot that she was supposed to be wearing the dress at that time.
Yeah, we never see them all three at the same time in a dress. Ah, what a missed opportunity.
Only in Euan's thumbnail.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Also, it implies that Sonya was more eager to get out of that dress than Sonic and Manic were.
Apparently so.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's weird. You think that'd be the other way around, knowing Sonya.
Amazing.
I guess she's gotten used to the freedom fighters bit. She's more willing to rough it out.
I guess so, or maybe the dress doesn't work with the rest of the simulator, I suppose.
It's clearly
Yeah,
not.
it is a
marketable.
bit it is a bit floofy, so doesn't really work. Yeah, so
Yeah, the poofy dress. Yeah.
could easily get caught up in the metal or something.
I think she just needs to take lessons from Princess Peach.
Indeed.
Yep.
So, shall we judge the music?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Show the
so-
thing. Yeah,
Cue
show
the
the
theme
thing.
Do the thing.
Kind of funny way how the tune of it actually sounds like it's from American Idol in some way.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. So, starting with episode Last Resort, Listen to Your Heart. Are we ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Hold on, there's a bit of a delay here.
Yeah, it's in the
Shit,
live
where
stream.
is it? Where's the music? I forgot where it went. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, can we count down? 3, 2, 1, and let's go.
When you got a choice to make and you don't know which road to take or how to feel. Listen to your heart, girl. When you look into his eyes and you're not sure if he's telling lies or if it's real. Listen to your heart, girl. Listen to your heart, girl. Listen to your heart, girl. 'Cause the heart's not gonna lie to you. Listen to your heart, girl. Listen to your heart, girl. And I know you'll always be hearing the truth if you listen to your heart. When your people in your life try to tell you what is right, what do you do? Listen to your heart, girl. Do you take a brand new road or the one you've always known? Am I getting through? Listen to your heart, girl. Listen to your heart, girl. Listen to your heart, girl. 'Cause the heart's not gonna lie to you. Listen to your heart, girl. Listen to your heart, girl. And I know you'll always be hearing the truth if you listen to your heart. You gotta listen to your heart.
Well, if Robotnik was voting, we know his opinion, and that would be ah!
Yeah, now that I listen to the screaming, it sounds like he's trying to go all Super Saiyan. Yeah.
While doing an Arnie impression.
So yeah, he would have voted to 1, I guess, but alas, he's not allowed to
He
vote.
needs to go further beyond.
Yeah, this is gonna be a hard one to vote for. So let's start with Melty. What do you think?
Well, first off, I just wanted to say, shame on you, Roger. I put all the sweat and tears into making that thumbnail for the singing bits, and you didn't show it.
Oh, Glad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kept posting it in the planning section. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, because you were obviously a bit confused, like showed like the thumbnail type thing, and you showed my thumbnail as opposed to, Melty's sort of artwork.
Yeah.
So shame on you, Roger, for forgetting.
Yeah, because I kept saying like I'm gonna. Because I keep saying I'm gonna finish the thumbnail. Then I did, and then you didn't show it.
Oh,
You
bonkers.
Now Roger's going to have to live with the shame for the rest of the night.
Sorry, I can't keep
After
track of all of it.
After almost forgetting to show his wife's edits again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roger can't catch a break at this point. Just point and laugh at him at this point, everyone.
Ha!
But yes,
There
Melty,
it is.
your
Right,
score.
so while Roger's scrambling to find the thumbnail that I made for this, my ranking, I'll give it a 3. It's not bad, but not good. It's just kind of, in the middle.
Fair enough. Sala, your thoughts?
I'll also give it a 3. It's pretty fun, but I don't think it's particularly great. It's a high 3, I'd say.
Fair enough. Liz, your thoughts?
2.
Ooh, you're...
Oh, I do.
She's the cynical one this time. Yes.
Great.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't really care much for this one. I think it's got great instrumentals, and I think it's got a nice beat. It's just I don't like the lyrics.
Yeah.
And also that whole the heart's not gonna lie to you. That's a lie.
Exactly.
That's a lie.
Well, hey, it was the 90s when things were a little more carefree.
Yeah, I know,
Also,
but still,
also the
it's-
context. The context.
and the
of song
context,
is
yeah.
weird.
So
Yeah.
Because this was immediately after Stripes left, and this song just starts up, and it's just like,
A serious moment.
Yeah.
Like serious sort of moment, then suddenly it goes to like the da 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 ba da ba da ba da da da, and you're just like, well, that got cheerful suddenly.
Indeed. Yeah, I also give it a 2. I'm not too impressed. I give it at least 1 point for the Robotnik loud. That was funny, and indeed that is out of place. So that's the only reason why I don't give it a 1. Other than that, it's just boring. I'm like,
So
whatever.
Robotnik's angry noises like one being a one-up.
Perfect instrument. Right, Luke, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give it a 3. I mean, it's okay. I just I find it a bit too meh. And also, I mean, it has some nice salsa music. I don't think it helps the song much.
Not really. No. Euan, your thoughts?
I'll give it a 3 as well. I mean, I do like the overall tune of it, as well as obviously having Robotnik just basically getting all grumpy in it, also prevents it from being a low pointer. But once again, the lyrics and I think even the ending kind of struggled a bit. It's like, you gotta listen to your heart. Like they stumbled at the end.
But yeah, I guess Robotnik does not want girls to listen to their hearts. So there you go, ladies.
like he's probably got the right idea.
He doesn't want them to listen to their hearts. He should listen to me and be roboticized.
There you go.
So interestingly, this gives it a total score of 16 out of 30, which is our lowest score yet, even lower than Teach the Children Light the Way.
Ouch.
Let me just quickly
Yeah.
check. Probably, we have a double check because I did write it all down. That one. Have I skipped by it quickly? Oh yeah. So I could have sworn there was another song that we basically just gave a very low score to. I think it was
Sonic Underground Mummy Rap.
I think it was. Let's scroll down. 26. That's points for that one. No, you are right.
gave
It
that
is
one
the
a
lowest.
19.
It is the lowest score. Just have to double check, but it's no, you are right. It seems to be the lowest one at the moment.
Yeah.
Teach the children to light the way.
Oof. Oh, that's tragic. Even Robotnik's meddling with the song didn't help it. How tragic.
Yeah.
Of course, that one, the results were skewed by Roger giving it a 5 for some reason.
For sarcastic reason, probably.
Well, so I find it convenient that the song is about listening to your heart and it's sung by a girl. So
Very dated by now.
And they didn't put any heartbeats into the soundtrack. I mean, I have to listen to my heart, right? So where's the ba-doom, ba-doom,
I mean, I'm not saying that all songs with that theme that are sung by women or girls are bad. It's just this one in particular just doesn't work, especially in the context of the.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Will the next
Oh, well.
song redeem it?
That's a good question. So let's move on to
Society Girl. Or should I say Barbie Girl?
Sure, why not?
Hedgehog girl.
There you go. Right, everyone ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
3,
Ready.
2, 1.
Society girl, living it up in her high fashion world. She's got a full dance card and a debutante dress. The boys all wanna know her 'cause she's the best. There's nothing but fun in her world. Society girl. Do you wanna dance with her? Or wait your turn? There's so many others waiting. You should have asked her sooner. Well, live and learn. She has her choice of who she'll be dating. Oh yeah, society girl, living it up in her high fashion world. She's got a full dance card and a debutante dress. The boys all wanna know her 'cause she's the best. There's nothing but fun in her world. Society girl, society girl, society girl.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, very Barbie Girl.
Quite so.
Very Barbie girl. Yeah.
There we go. Get our melting man icon again. Right, so Melty, what do you think of this?
Oh, I'm doing it now.
No, she,
Well, I mean, like usually when we do like the second song, we usually do it backwards. But yeah, I'm fine with.
I'm
doing
always
it now.
doing everything backwards. Yeah.
All right, so with my ranking, like, yeah, I'd give it a 4. Like, I have nice, like, it's obviously like some kind of parody of Barbie Girl, but this one has like a nice, more techno beat to it, and like, yeah, the lyrics are a bit kind of like very 90s, but hey, at least you got like Sonic and Manic backup singers, and hey, we get Live and Learn before Live and Learn was actually a thing, ha ha.
Yes,
And
fine.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, 4. The reason why I'm not getting a 5 is like, maybe the lyrics could have been a bit better, but hey, on the plus side, at least I always enjoy hearing Sonya's singing voice. I always felt that's much better than her speaking voice.
Indeed. All right, Sala, your thoughts.
I am also gonna give it a 4. I think it very much reminds me of like 80s pop songs. Like the lyrics are dumb, but it's like it's so like cheerful and upbeat and like kind of like grossly optimistic that like I can't help but love it. It does remind me of Barbie Girl in a good way. So I'll give it a 4.
Alrighty, Liz.
I'm giving it a 4 as well. Again, it's like very upbeat. I kind of like that dance beat that's going on there, and also I like the sass in the second chorus.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, and then of course they drop the line "Live and Learn," so that's a plus.
Always a winner, even though it's by accident. But hey,
Yeah, and also this was before Sonic Adventure 2, so
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's by accident. Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
Nice bonus. Yeah, I'm also giving it a 4. It's yeah, I love Eurobeat song, but yeah, the lyrics kind of boring, and it's kind of out of context. I mean, with Society Girl, you expect more classy music, but hey, this is pretty awesome, so I'll take it. Yeah, nothing. Luke, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give it a 4. I'm a sucker for cheesy sounding 80s music, and also it makes me think of "Material Girl" by Madonna.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of close. Sure. So, Ewington, your thoughts? Also a 4?
Yeah, pretty much. Because even I had to write it down. So yeah, it's a straight 4s there, making it 24 points. But yeah, I actually enjoyed the beat of it. I actually enjoyed the beat to it and like the tune. Maybe I wish it was a bit longer. Maybe that's kind of why I've just not given it a higher score, because it's like something I kind of wish was a bit longer. Not like, like 3.5 minutes sort of length, but like 1.5 minutes sort of length at least. Because
Yeah, but keep in mind, while the song plays, you see them dance, and they dance by spinning around, so they'll get really sick if it goes on for 3 minutes.
Exactly.
I think this is the third song we've been unanimous on. The other two were Someday and I Found My Home, which both got 5s across the board.
Yeah.
This is the first one where we all gave it 4.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad song.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
And also its placement, I think, helps as well. In the episode. Where it's like after, Sonic has told her, it's like, hey, we're going to find a way to get you to the ball,
Yeah, there is a bit of a better pacing whenever that song comes up, and unlike the previous episode where it just comes out at random.
Yeah.
Indeed. It's all for a nice build-up towards the ball that she then immediately sabotages and runs away from.
Yeah.
Although I do like how Sonic and Manic are doing their best in that episode to make sure Sonya's happy.
That's very nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Brotherly
Yeah,
love.
They're so sweet.
Yeah.
Just make me wonder though when she was saying, "Imagine me going to the debutante ball," and yet during that whole sort of music number, she was actually thinking of it in her head. So literally for the 1 minute and 10 seconds, she's literally just sitting there with her arms around her brothers, like cheerfully thinking about whilst they just stare at her. It's like, do we have somewhere? I think we've got somewhere to go, Sonia. Hello.
She's busy in La La
Bring it
Land.
again.
Yeah, it's like, oh, just let her have her moment, dude.
Why is there music coming out of her ears? There you go. Perfect.
Mad girl.
So, that was Mobius Idol for now. Thank you, Melting Man, for making the picture that I forgot to show. But hey, here it is. So.
Yeah, well, maybe next time you won't forget and show it at the beginning.
I probably will. I always forget that sort of thing.
I love how you gave me the stupid cat Korean smile.
Oh yeah, because you're always the positive one. So yeah, let's just give her the kitty grin, the kitty smile. Yeah. And yeah, poor Luke's got cotton balls stuffed in his ears.
Euan looks so disinterested.
Yeah,
I always.
When are we going to talk about something else?
Yeah, I always do. It seems like whenever I do these group pictures with the dissected crew, I always end up doing Euan last, and it's mostly because of his design. It's like too much detail. It's too much detail for me to handle.
Look at my icon, just surrounded by these characters, and it's like my character's almost saying, "This is fine."
Hey,
at least.
Yeah, go ahead. At least nothing is on fire.
No, it's like no. I'm saying at least Sala's also happy, and
Yeah.
It was like, all right.
Yeah, we're doing Roger's pose. That was kind of interesting because I was using a reference from Sonic Dissected, where he's like, kind of has that defeated or tired look. And when I was looking at it closely, I'm like, I noticed his beard kind of disappears when he's looking down. So I kind of added a little bit of detail with my version, outside of the usual stripes that I add for Roger and Luke.
Alrighty.
It's awesome. Good
Thanks.
job.
Yay, thanks. Even for my amateur art style, yeah.
Yeah, I like how it's split off where you and I and Sala are the smiling ones, whereas Roger, Luke, and Euan just look like they really don't want to be here.
Yeah. I mean, Euan being disinterested, Luke not liking the song, and Roger just falling asleep because he's that bored.
Happy Americans versus the sad Europeans.
There we go.
Future.
That's just things in general, ain't it?
Exactly.
I mean, my brother-in-law's British, so.
Yeah, like, you know, the Americans being so optimistic and yet the Europeans are just like, rubbish.
Yeah. Hooray for blind optimism.
We are more classy. We want more classical music and high art. Really, yeah.
I want music that makes my ears bleed with awesomeness.
Doctor in distress. There, how's that?
That one.
Yeah.
Worst sort of like, you know, charity song ever.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's the Doctor in the TARDIS.
Maybe. But yeah.
Good stuff. Shall we move to Fleetway, the comics?
Of course.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah, speaking of British, yeah.
Very British.
Exactly. Very British of us to be going straight to Sonic the comic.
Sonic the comic indeed. Right, so starting with Tails Trooper Trouble. Euan, you wanted to say something? No? Alrighty.
Why is it because
Shouldn't we start with Sneaker Seeker?
Oh,
or is this the
Oh yeah,
Or-
I put them in the wrong order, that's true.
Yeah, I figured we'd start with the ones that we missed out in the previous episode.
Oh, this one is also one we missed last time. Sneakers. Which one is that?
Yeah, the one with Tails with the sneakers. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to put that in. Oh boy.
Hold on. 1
Yeah, it's
second.
Roger.
There you go. Well, you guys talk about something
Alright.
random, and I'll try to fix it.
Oh, well, yeah.
You would say something random. Sala, say something random.
I've been
Fish
playing.
banana.
I've been playing a lot of Tekken lately. It's because Tekken 8 just came out, and I realized I still hadn't beaten Tekken 7 story mode, and that was a nightmare. That the frickin' Devil Kazuya boss fight can go to hell. He heavens doored me 3 times in a row. I didn't know that move could hit off the ground. That's bullshit. I eventually won just by spamming sidestep, and he kept missing me.
Like, are you gonna hit me? Nope. Are you gonna hit me? Nope.
Yeah, I've also been doing some gaming too. Recently, I've just been playing the first Klonoa game. So I'm kind of in a Klonoa mood. And with the way I'm playing the first one, it's like the original, but it's via emulation on my Miu Mini Plus, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna blow $1,000 just for a physical copy. So yeah, I'm just playing that because I played the Wii remake and I played the recent remaster. So yeah, let's actually play the original for once, and then I'll probably play the other handheld Klonoa games, like the advanced games, and especially the Japan exclusive RPG Klonoa game that they made, which fortunately there is a fan-made English translation which I have on my system, so that'll be interesting once I experience that.
That's good.
Alrighty, neato. Liz, you having any news you want to share with the people? Guess you already
Well,
left.
yeah. Well, I told you I did get a job interview, so
He didn't tell
cross
his
your fingers
audience.
and hope that goes well. Yeah, well, I got a job interview, so cross your fingers and hope it works out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, my
tactics.
anemia has caught up with me with a vengeance, so may have to go into some treatment for that. But
Ooh.
Well, just listen to Sonya with her song of "Follow Your Heart."
hmm,
To the toilet.
no, like, no one know.
Well, if you don't want to follow your heart, you can always open your heart. That's the cross 40 way to do it.
Open your heart to surgery.
Hey.
No, I don't need to go that far, but thankfully, but
I'm just screwing with you. Yeah.
yeah, I know.
No worries. Be happy.
Euan, you want to say something? Because you can't, because we're ready for the next Fleetway comic. Sneaker Seeker.
Okay. Righty dokey matey boy. Give me a second. And there we go. Right, so Sneaker Seeker. Whilst Tails was flying about, he is beckoned upon by a bear scientist whom gifts Tails a pair of sneakers as thanks for helping Mobius from Robotnik. Tails happy with the sneakers, yes, goes to show them off in the nearby town, unaware that the bear scientist was Grimer in disguise. Hun, hun, hun. As Tails is showing off his new sneakers to the people in the town, they suddenly start to scatter as Tails spots an incoming missile. He flies up into the air to try and figure out how to stop it from hitting the town, only for it to suddenly change direction towards him. Despite Tails' best efforts, the missile is still focused on him, making Tails realise the sneakers are what it's homing on. Tails tries to get rid of the sneakers, but much like in the 60s Batman movie, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb, or in this case a missile. But then Tails has an idea. He returns back to where Grimer gave him the sneakers and drops the sneakers towards him, leaving Grimer with no other choice but to self-destruct the missile before it blows him up. All the while Tails takes back his original sneakers, with everyone in town noticing he's no longer trendy, while Tails just wants comfort over fashion. End.
I love this artist constantly drawing Tails so derpy with his big giant bright face.
Yeah. Always optimistically cheerful and blissfully unaware of his surroundings.
Yeah, it reminds me of that one bit from the Sonic Generations in Minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna save the world!
Exactly, yeah, before Sonic kicks him out. Yeah, fun comic.
Yeah, I'm just noticing how, once again, how 90s everyone's dressed.
Yes, very
Also got a guy with
90s.
a cross. Makes me wonder if he didn't know that Christianity was in that on Mobius.
I guess so.
And also you got
Yeah.
a guy pointing at Tails going like, "What are those?
Yeah.
Way before.
What are those?
Damn, Tails!"
Damn Tails!
Damn it,
This was
Tails!
incredible!
Yeah,
Yeah.
very 90s looking sneakers, yeah. You just need some hot pink to really sell it.
That's true. Needed more
There
pink.
you go.
Yeah.
More pastel colors.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless
some hot-
we're in the second half of the 90s where they were phasing out that sort of colour.
Some
going
hot
for the
pink
more
and some
magical
neon
colour.
yellow.
Yeah, everything neon. Yeah.
Also, I did know that Grimer was a furry.
This one he is, yeah.
I guess Robotnik's disguises have rubbed off on him.
Yeah. He's like, oh, if my master can disguise himself as a random furry, maybe I can too.
And he's having
I
a
thought
good
that
time.
his green hands would give him away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even bother wearing gloves.
Fortunately for him, Tails wasn't really that interested.
Hey,
Look at these amazing sneakers!
Maybe the sneakers like blended into his hands because they're both kind of green.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Man, it's kind of dark to see Grimer with the bear's head under his arms.
Yeah. Just suddenly, just being like, all cheerful, and then suddenly, like, he just holds the head, like, good, I've decapitated him.
Finish him.
I don't want to know where he got that hat. No.
Also, there's a weird thing I realized when the missile is chasing him. Tails at one point like takes off the sneakers and like just holds them, and the missile goes directly between them, which means that the targeting system sucks anyway. Because if it's trying to go between the feet, it's just gonna miss him anyway.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Yeah.
Tails could have dodged the missile by just standing still.
Yeah.
Maybe just unknowingly reverse the plow to the neutron flow or something.
Or he just moved the sneakers to one side, so it just went straight by.
Yeah.
I thought about him like taking the shoes off and holding them above his head because like if the missile was smart, it would aim above the shoes.
That's
Well,
a good
like-
point, yeah.
I guess he didn't even need to do that.
And of course, Tails was contemplating throwing it into the water, but he realizes, like, if he does that, he might end up killing Echo the dolphin.
Yep, and he should. The game sucks. Ah, poor Echo.
He's like, oh, maybe I should drop them on Echo, but then again, Fleetway might need him again for a future story, which never happened.
No.
Ah.
If only they went through the Dreamcast era when the new Echo the Dolphin game was out. Yeah, alas. But hey, at least we get to see Grimer dance in the final couple panels.
Yeah.
Just a little angry dance.
The angry dance of, curse you, Tails! Curse you, Tails! Oh, ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo.
Should make that a Sonic Underground song.
Quick.
Yeah.
Real quick, a little off topic, but like immediately after this comic, the Q Zone revisits Sonic 1, and it includes some codes. I like how one of the codes is labeled "Some crabs go off their rockers."
Oh. I remember that old slang word.
Oh, great.
Yeah, them crazy crabs.
Well, that's the Brits with their puns and their bad jokes. My jokes are so much better. But yeah, that was this comic. So, moral of the story, if you're a superhero, make sure you're dressed trendly, or otherwise everyone is angry at you. How dare you save us with non-trendy shoes?
I would have thought the moral of the story is don't accept sneakers from strangers.
Yeah.
Because one day they might kill you.
Yeah, or moral of the story, always stick to the marketable clothing that you're stuck with.
There you go.
I'm also curious why, like, Tails bothered to fly all the way back to Grimer just to, like, have the missile blow up the shoes, instead of, like, if this was Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, he would have absolutely just dropped the shoes at Grimer's feet.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Guess they're still
Surprised
so
he didn't
nice.
do that. Yeah.
Oh, well. Also, I kind of wondered the laboratory where the professor is from the beginning is actually Eggman or Robotnik's and Grimer's. Did they just build it just for this farce? It is a kind of cool looking laboratory. But we'll never find it.
Yeah, there's always a lot of random laboratories dotted all over the place.
Yeah.
It's based in Britain. You guys constantly have laboratories laying around everywhere.
Yeah.
It's his
Here's a
personal
plot
home.
convenient lab right here.
Exactly.
Sure, you must have seen all the labs around Southend when you were here, Roger.
Absolutely. In Church Street, all hidden beneath the churches, the cathedrals beneath.
And that one big, gigantic, like, super secret laboratory that's being hidden behind a guy singing the bagpipes.
Absolutely, yes. In the beach, I saw it. Right out behind the swings, yeah. So, I figured I did a bad job in posting the story, so what's the next one?
I think it's the
New image.
Yeah, new image. Yeah.
Alright, I got it right here. In the wrong order, but there it is.
Cool, you got it at least.
And yeah, I'll cover this. one.
Semi-prepared.
Sema. Right, so yeah, Melting Man, you want to prepare this one?
Yeah, I'll do a quick summary for this one.
Sonic's turn to be trendy.
Yeah, it's new image. So yeah, Sonic's just running around, and then he comes across these two guys like, "Oh, I'm snooty and sneaky." We're totally not working for Robotnik, but yeah, they say like, "Oh, you know, which want you to make you like a good role model. You know, we need you to give you a new look." And Sonic's like, no way, I'm fine like this." And Sneaky just pulls out a random photo of Amy being captured. Like, "Oh well, maybe this will change your mind." And so he quickly, like, spins him around and is like, "Oh, calm down, Hedgehog. Like, you know, we won't harm you unless you agree to our demands." Like, "Oh, okay." So he goes through with the whole, like, "Oh, gotta look trendy." And so he wears this weird-looking yellow hoodie thing. And then a bunch of badniks.
Yeah.
It's Bustin' from IMP! Hooray!
Yay!
Busted in the early days.
Yeah, busted in the early days. Now all that's missing is the potty mouth. Right, so Sonic's all dressed up. It's like, "Oh no, there's badniks. Oh, I better go to stop them." And it's like, "Oh shit, the clothing is starting to, you know, slow me down. I can't really attack these guys." But then suddenly an arrow flies by. It's like, "Oh hey, it's Amy. She's fine and free." It's like, "Okay, fuck this shit." Rips up the hoodie and destroys the badniks. And then the two designers are like, "Oh crap, do you think he caught on?" And Sonic's like, "Yeah, I think so." And then he quickly wraps them around with the shreds of the hoodie and drops them off to Robotnik. And so he's quite surprised with the package, like, "Oh, we can explain, sir." And he's like, "Oh, I think you'll be fine as better badniks." So and then moral of the story is like, moral of the story, Sonic's like, "Well, you can't change perfection." And then it ends.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really obsessed with making them trendy now. But it doesn't work again.
Yeah, well, it doesn't work until 10 years. A couple years later when Sonic Twitter becomes a thing.
Then they're trendy, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the negative kind of trendy.
Yeah. Carl Flynn obviously having a bit of fun with the random background characters.
Yeah, I really like the designs of these characters.
Yeah, with
especially...
the meerkats just randomly in the first shot, just standing there like.
That's what
Sonic runs by. This was they know that one of them would end up becoming the mascot for CompareTheMarket.com. Simples.
Of course.
I thought you were going to make like a Lion King reference there.
Afraid not.
Yeah, I also like the designs of Snooty and Sneaky.
Yeah, they're interesting. They make me think they're like some kind of a parody of like some kind of like secret agent like CIA show or something. I don't know.
They also kind of remind me of those tailors from the Fast Show going, "Oh, suit you, sir, suit you."
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, in some ways, this comic's kind of like another one of those examples of like how Fleetway's how Fleetway handles their own original characters. Usually, a lot of one-shot characters where they just make them look more like realistic anthro animals compared to how the Sonic characters are usually designed.
Yeah, they don't really bother making them Sonic-ified. Heck, especially all the meerkats look weirdly out of place with Sonic. Yeah.
Well, I'm very sorry to say, but the anthro background characters will end up looking much worse looking further down the line.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, once we get to that specific artist, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but of course the artists basically seem to be utilizing a lot of like actual real world photos for the backgrounds.
Oh yeah.
I kind of keep forgetting what it's exactly called. Like,
Oh yeah, it does kind of look.
rotoscope.
Yeah,
Rotoscope
rotoscoping.
type.
Yeah, there's even a
tracing.
shot with like a skyscraper like, going at a really weird angle.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm
Like-
noticing that. Yeah.
because the ones on the right are fine, but the one on the left wants to be special.
Yeah,
Like,
at least
look at me.
yeah, I'm sure they're just like random photos of buildings, but at least here they kind of look more traced in. I guess a little more artistic in a way, which is definitely better than what happened with Archie Sonic, where whenever Ken Penders did like the main artwork, he always got lazy and just used random images from Google Images as backgrounds and just called it a day.
Wow, really?
Oh yes. Yes, you can. Yeah, if you saw my episode on Nick the Weasel, you can clearly see that from one of the issues that he did.
I'll have to
dear.
watch that. Rewatch that at some point.
But yeah, this artist definitely lost tracing a bit. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Sonic laughing there is based on that unique drawing of classic Sonic laughing.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
does
I
that
think
whole-
it was.
yeah.
Also,
Yeah, the yucky laugh.
with Sonic wearing anorak, it does remind me how like when back in the 90s, people with wearing anoraks are depicted as like train spotting losers. Because I remembered like in children's BBC, we had a character called Mr. Anorak, who's a bit of a disgusting, weird person who's into train spotting, would often give the presenters a hard time.
Yeah, because I think even the elephant character points out, oh, maybe Sonic's taken up train spotting.
Yeah.
Guess that's a British culture thing then, yeah. Alright. But yeah, pretty awesome art. Kind of weird sometimes, but I kind of like how they look. The two bad guys look when they run around the alleyway. It's a nice silhouette. Nice pose. And how happy Snooty looks when Robotnik is staring at her.
He's like, you will make a fine Badnik. It's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, they're broken glasses and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like she got drunk.
Poor Snooty.
Yeah, you know, I kind of like these characters in some ways. I would like to see like someone, or maybe I'll do it myself, just redesign them to kind of better fit the standard Sonic look. That could be neat.
Yeah.
Snooty's close enough, but yeah, the Warthog is definitely a bit too realistic, yeah.
Almost like
Sneaky.
almost similar with like Bert in a way.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, then again, like I'm sure there might have been like a Warthog character in some other Sonic media, but yeah, flamingos, yeah, not much. I think this is probably the first time we've seen a flamingo anthro in Sonic media.
She does kind of look like Scratch, in terms of like body shape.
It's Scratch's adopted mother.
There you go.
Bloody hell, that was loud.
Oh wow.
Sorry.
But
Right.
I do like the idea of a flamingo.
Yeah.
Flamingos are nice.
Fair enough. Well, there you go then. Here's your flamingo.
Woohoo!
So, what's the next comic? Euan, you tell us.
It is.
I think it's something out of 85.
Yeah,
Trooper Trouble?
Yeah,
oh yeah,
mine's
the
like
two-part
Trooper
Tale
Trouble.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, Trooper Trouble. Because for some reason I put Scream theme park in the wrong place by accident.
Whoops.
I know, I'm just as bad as Roger. May God help me, please.
Mr. Shifter, new image. Future Shock, no. Scream Team Park.
Oh, well, you were there.
Oh, here it is. Oh,
I
it
guess the
didn't.
one you thought was first.
No, that's still two. Oh, right. It's a double parter. All right. Trooper
Yeah,
Trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble.
E.
Alrighty. So, who wants to do the synopsis?
I suppose I could do it.
Sure.
Okay, so one day in the Wood Village zone, the villagers are getting a hard time from this trooper who's like going to people's houses saying, give me your money or else. So this poor man has to give him his money, and his wife was having a gun and saying, oh, why can't you stand up to him? And says, oh, don't worry, I've sent one of the freedom fighters to help us out. It's probably Sonic or something, but no, it's Tails turned up and said, oh, okay, I'll do. So Tails confronts the trooper, but for some reason he's like really scared, and he decides, oh, I better drop this and run off. And Tails is wondering what's going on. So the trooper runs off, and then suddenly a really fat trooper says, hello, what's going on here? You're not one of us. So he's in a lot of trouble. Then Tails turns up, and he's like, oh, I'm scared. It's a little fox with tails. And so Tails destroys him, and he turns out to be a poor donkey character called Clive. He doesn't like how he's depicted as a wimp and always being picked on, so he decides to dress up as a trooper to teach them a lesson. So they go off, and but suddenly the troopers are after them, and they get horribly captured and put in a net. Okay, so I will see if I can find the next exciting story. Bear with me. Where is it? I found it. Scrolling up. Okay, so they get taken to the ship, and they get put restraints on them, and Tails is trying to find a way out, but Clive is wondering like how he's always determined. It's like he's always finding a way out, but then Clive suddenly has a screwdriver, and going, "Hey, you got a screwdriver!" So they escape, or they broke out, and suddenly the whole ship just goes out of control, and because Clive has actually cut the power as well, so they're about to crash, and so they have to keep the things under control. So they crash, but Tails managed to get Clive out, and everyone's wearing these nice-looking parachutes and tries to shoot at them, but Tails just cuts through the parachutes, and they go, just crash and just get destroyed. And so they go down, and Clive wishes that to get back at them, to get the troopers. He wishes he hasn't done the whole thing, but Tails felt that he's learned a lesson, hoping that he'll pay everyone back. And it says, "Oh no, he's the one who stopped all the troopers, and he's willing to give back all your money." So Clive gets depicted as a hero, and Tails just goes off into the sunset.
Ah, that's nice.
Where he gets burnt.
I do like how when that they even point out like where that Clive just literally pulled a screwdriver out of nowhere.
A sonic
Tails,
screwdriver.
Tails asks him where he got it from. It's just like, yeah, where did you get that from?
Well, I mean, he's a donkey. He's a donkey, so clearly he just pulled it out of his ass.
Duh. I was gonna make that bad joke.
I'll beat you to it.
The dad joke.
Yeah, pretty awesome art again. Super doofy looking. I love the fact that when you see the robot scream to his death, and then it says "wee."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like the fat trooper leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, and it's like, "Oi, what are you doing here?" Like, "Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong troopers. Bye." Like, what?
Kind of makes me think of the troop leaders from Asterix. Usually,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I noticed the parachute that he has. I thought it was like, what? It was already like broken. It was kind of like flailing out, but it's like, oh no, it's just covered from the clouds.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of
going-
confusing looking. Yeah.
Yeah, like knowing his size, it probably would have like quickly snap off.
I do love Robotnik putting his stupid face on the parachutes again. I was like, if Robotnik puts his face everywhere.
But yeah, like for some reason, like in the last panel, just as the troopers basically falls to its death, and yet you look at the torn apart like parachute, like the eyes are just like what's up with the eyes all of a sudden? It's just like.
It's kind of dark looking, yeah. Oof.
I've also
Yeah.
noticed in the panel where Tails gets electrocuted, he kind of resembles Tintin when he appears in pain.
Wait, who?
Oh, yeah.
Who looks like Tintin?
Like,
Tails when he
Tails.
gets electrocuted.
Let me check that out. Oh, right,
Because
yeah.
his quiff is kind of like turned up and he has that face.
Right, I see it, yeah, kind of.
Fun
Tintin.
fact of the day. He's not getting electrocuted, he's getting shocked, because electrocuted means electric execution.
Shocked. Right.
Shocking news.
I
Thank
didn't
you,
know.
Vsauce, for explaining the difference to me. So,
Electrocuted has to be a result in death. All right, gotcha. I'll forget.
Like the yeah, just think electric
In-
chair with electrocution. Or
isn't
electrocuted.
language fun?
It sure is.
Language is fun. Language is fun, but word pronunciation is a bitch.
Sure is.
Yeah. Though it does lead me to the question of like what the heck was going on in the actual cockpit of the ship as it was going down, because I'm like noticing like a mug of tea, a salt shaker, sandwich, like an open can or something, kind of.
He was on his coffee break.
Balloon.
There's also a balloon, yeah.
Yes.
Guess they had a
Like,
party.
what was going on in here?
It's a deflated smiley balloon, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awesome detail, yeah.
And apparently a random doggy toy when the ship starts to lean to one side. It's like, what exactly?
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah. Someone save the dog.
It just happened to get caught by Robotnik's party patrol.
Maybe that's why the ship looks so different in camo. It's not just a camouflage; it's actually a party ship.
Yeah. Party time.
And of course, it immediately starts flipping out when it starts crashing. I love that too. It's just spinning
Yeah.
around. That's a nice dynamic
Yeah.
detail.
They party hard.
Maybe it wasn't even because what Tills and the donkey did. It's maybe the robots themselves made it crash. Too drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk on tea.
Although looking at the one bit in the cockpit, like obviously a bit of an color error, is apparently the trooper's chest's been painted blue. So initially I thought he was just holding onto the back of the seat, but no, it's the artist accidentally just painted it blue for some reason.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
that's it.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoops. That's a stupid mistake. So,
Probably thought it was part of the steering wheel.
yeah, I guess.
Or a back seat. I think it's like he's holding it all the way from the back seat. He's like, gotta pull up.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah.
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 Guess we're done with this comic.
Yeah, except
I
like
guess so.
everyone, of course, at the very end, like everyone like cheers for like Clive, but yet only one character just gives Tails a goodbye wave. It's like, bye Tails, whatever.
Tills gets no respect as usual.
Yeah.
Ex-
Yeah.
Exactly,
Oh well, at least he got one person to wave at him.
exactly.
Oh yeah, so on to the next one. Yeah, Scream theme park. I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Sonic World,
Yeah.
Scream Theme Park.
Yeah. I'll do this one.
Alrighty.
So so we have Oh yeah, so this one it opens up with our old pal Max Gamble that we haven't seen in a while. He's like, oh, it's Casino 9. I've opened up a new thrilling roller coaster. It's totally not a trap. And then when he launches the roller coaster, all the people are immediately captured and sent to the roboticizer to be turned into robots or turned into badniks. So it turns out that one of those passengers decides to be brave. It's like, oh, I'm going to fight you robots. It's like, oh, Euan brought army. And he's like, oh, my army. And he pulls off the hood and it's, hey, it's our old pal Short Fuse the Cybernig. So he goes off and beats up the robots. And then he decides to cut the power of the roboticizer by just yanking the cord. And somehow manages to survive from being electrocuted. Well, no, wait. No, he does dead. Yeah, he does die. Sorry. He does die from the electrocution, and then the stormtroopers are like, he was a fool to damage it. But then it turns out, oh, nope, I'm faking it. Because, he's got the very strong armor that can't be destroyed. So he saves the roller coaster people, and Max Gamma's like, it's like, oh, yeah, phooey on you. So, yeah, and then it just ends with Cybernik destroying the roller coaster, and Max Gamble's all like, I hate superheroes. And then it ends.
I think my favorite part of this ending is where, like, Cybernik, like, exposes Max Gamble as a fraud, and he's like, well, at least I've still got the roller coaster I can scam people with. And just immediately destroys it afterwards. Like, damn it, there goes that.
Like, maybe next time, don't be so sneaky.
Yeah, don't be cheeky. Yeah.
Also, you got the ending panel where it's like, visit Sega World, but you can't, it's closed.
Yeah, that's true. The end, but for white knuckle thrills without the danger, visit Sega World. Which I did, but we can't do it anymore because it's become a tacky souvenir shop.
No. Poor
A worse punishment.
Now forever lost to time.
I guess you'd rather also be roboticized.
Just kind of wondering what's going on in the first page on the first panel. I'm just wondering what that bear character is like doing with its mouth wide open, like.
He looks kind of terrified. Yeah.
It's like, oh my god!
Not roller coasters.
Not my balloons.
Yeah. Well, I imagine that's probably what happened though, because since there are some balloons that are floating away next to the Robotnik balloon.
Yeah. Guess they let us go. Whoops.
Yeah, they headed for a parade and then it got loose.
And of course, gotta love the troopers' attempt at basically taking on Short Fuse, and of course, one of them gets beheaded and just his final words are just "ugh."
Yeah. Yeah.
And the sound effect for decapitating a SWAT bot is apparently scrack.
That sounds like something you do for like scratching something.
But the best, of course, is a machine gun sound effect. Zap, bap, 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 bap. Zap, bap, 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 bap.
Yeah.
Well, this is supposed to be sort of like a ricochet sort of sound effect.
Pew, pew.
This
the
is
Short
sound
Fuse is
effects
like,
with
boom.
stuff dissected.
I would say this is a great Short Fuse strip. I also liked how he disguised himself in a mysterious green cloak, and then he's like, "You tell me."
That's pretty awesome.
I guess it was inspired by...
He's totally not being sus.
I guess he got inspired by Sonic's Bob Beakey's Traveling Circus spiel.
I guess so, although I do love Cybernik just sitting in a roller coaster quietly. This kind of amuses me for some reason.
Yeah. I imagine he's probably just chuckling because someone not only lost his cat, but also his wallet.
Yeah, he's the guy that like goes through the carts there for like anything that people have lost. Like, oh, a wallet, oh, a pocket watch.
He was a
it's
bastard all along.
What's this false leg doing in here?
It's a wooden leg named Smith.
Yeah, pretty fun story.
Yeah.
Love the civilian looks. What's up, Euan?
Again, like, you know, this artist, like, keep forgetting who is it again? Like, Roberto Corona. Roberto
Corona.
Corona. Corona or Corona. I don't know how to pronounce his surname.
Roberto
Yeah, he always
Corona.
seems to. But he always
We'll
seems
just
to
call him
enjoy
Rob.
like dressing. He always enjoys like dressing everyone so 90s, like not being like sort of like timeless casual, but just like obvious 90s.
And also, you got an obvious cameo by Coco the monkey without a cap.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know that reference. British
There's a British
mascot.
cereal,
Yeah, cereal
for,
box.
Yeah, for Cocoa Pops.
All right.
We'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Pops.
Yeah, I guess that was their way of Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's see. The next story is Future Shock.
Oh yeah, this is the 3-part story.
Yeah,
Yep.
a lengthy 3-parter. Will I do it then?
Sure, go right ahead. Grandpa
Yeah.
Sonic in his nice little grandpa slippers. Go ahead.
The youth these days. On a typical day on Mobius, 5 buzz bombers are attacking a zone, but have foolishly came when Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Johnny Lightfoot are in the area and are soon being dealt with. Johnny sees 2 of the remaining buzz bombers making a run for it, but Sonic goes in hot pursuit and destroys the 2. However, he failed to notice that his spin attack ended up leading him towards a swamp and gets stuck in the process. The crew arrive with Tails saying that he could help him, but something fast and calling him a pixel brain saves Sonic and brings him back to the others. They are uncertain who this elderly hedgehog is, but once he catches his breath, he explains that he's Sonic from 50 years into the future. Dun dun dun! Sonic fails to believe him, dun dun dun, and that he is working for Robotnik. Gasp! Though future Sonic says if it was the case he wouldn't have saved him. He goes on to explain that he's travelled back in time to warn them if nothing is done, then Mobius and its citizens would be doomed under Robotnik's rule. Sonic still doesn't believe him, even when the old Sonic mentions that time travel is possible with the Time Stone, as well as Tails butting in with his time travel experience from a few issues ago of the reversing tank. Both Sonics and the crew travel to Chemical Plant Zone to go for a DNA test to see if old Sonic claims to be from the future. The doctor tells them that both their DNA match and that this old Sonic is from the future. However, despite this, Sonic still doesn't believe it's him from the future, and even to one point assumes it could be Metamorphia the Shapeshifter. But again, Tails butts in saying it can't be her because she's lost her powers. Old Sonic then goes to explain when he was younger that Robotnik had unleashed a new weapon that drilled up from the streets of Candlewick Green Zone. Sonic tells Amy and Johnny and Shortfuse Cybernik being in the area, with the blue hedgehog telling the others to attack it despite Johnny's concerns if it's armed. But the drill fired its powerful laser blast that disintegrates Tails, Johnny, Shortfuse and Amy, leaving only her burnt sneakers. Sonic, being shocked by what happened, made no resistance when the troopers arrived to arrest him. With no resistance, Robotnik
Effortlessly.
Exactly. Started all the while Sonic remained in a prison cell for many years, with many failed escape attempts until the last one. Present-day Sonic has a go at old Sonic that he would never put his friends' lives on the line like that. Amy inquires how old Sonic managed to travel back in time, which he explains he ended up running faster than he has ever before, that he must have broken the time barrier, which present-day Sonic just scoffs at, oh, please.
Yeah. Oh,
Old
he
Sonic,
could have
yes. It's oh, yeah, you could just do that, so I never knew that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, once you hit 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit, man.
Great Scott! Old Sonic says he's going to alter history by destroying the drill machine before they can complete it. Everyone except present-day Sonic goes with old Sonic to Candlewick Green Zone. In the caves underneath the zone, old Sonic explains there is an underground factory building the machine, and if they hurry, they may find and destroy it to prevent them dying. Amy feels off about this, thinking Sonic is right, though Johnny says at least to give him a chance, with Tails agreeing, even though old Sonic hasn't called him Pixel Brain yet.
Even though he
the
has.
fact he did so already, so Tails has got goldfish memory. They come to a dead end where the old hedgehog does his spin attack to break through the wall, but instead of a factory, they are surrounded by troopers with mechanical cheetah-like robots with Robotnik and Grimer there. It's revealed old Sonic is working for Robotnik. Dun dun dun! I would use other sound effects, but we don't have much room for that. Amy and Johnny have a go at old Sonic for betraying them like that, with the old hedgehog saying he's doing this to prevent their deaths, and that their only chance for hope and for peace is to follow Robotnik, which the evil doctor laughs that he really believes that. Old Sonic is confused by this, where Robotnik explains that he's not Sonic from the future, but a clone that he created with the assistance of Grimer. It continues on saying that with a cell sample of the original Sonic, he was able to create a duplicate that would obey Robotnik, but whilst also tarnishing the hedgehog's name. But they realised the experiment went wrong, as the clone was aging too rapidly for the plan to work. So in a quick Plan B type moment, Robotnik brainwashes the clone into believing old Sonic from the future, where there was no hope of winning. Tails says they ran tests which proved old Sonic was the blue hedgehog, though in a distraught aging hedgehog responds saying what a good copy he was, even though he's aging rapidly, so he's not that good. Though with this knowledge of who he really is, the old Sonic smashes his way through the troopers and cheetah bots and escapes as the cell doors of the cave slams shut, leaving Amy, Tails and Johnny behind to Robotnik and the remaining troopers. On the outskirts of the chemical plant zone, the real Sonic is regretting not going with them, as his friends could be in trouble, which proves his hunch was right, as the rapidly aging old Sonic arrives out of breath, explaining that Robotnik has captured his friends and need to be rescued. After a quick explanation, the two hedgehogs make their way to Candlewick Green Zone, where they find the troopers taking Sonic's friends away, where Robotnik surprise attacks the two in his battlecraft. The two hedgehogs divide and conquer, with Sonic rescuing the friends from the troopers and the cheetah bots, while old Sonic is damaging Robotnik's battlecraft. However, old Sonic is getting too worn out from maintaining his attack, resulting in Robotnik escaping in his damaged craft. With the troopers destroyed, Tails, Amy, and Johnny are free. Sonic's attention turns back to the old Sonic, who has collapsed to the ground. Wanting to help him...
no use!
Do you mind? I'm trying to speak here.
That was
It's not
rude.
even. I'm not even there yet. It's poor timing on you. Shame on you. Whoever
Who
you
did
are.
that?
Was that you? Shame
No,
on
it was
you,
not
wasn't it?
me.
No. It must have been Melty Man. He escaped the thief. I don't know why I called him a thief, though. He's like the saboteur. Saboteur's the right one for it. But yeah. So anyway, so Sonic's attention turns back to the old Sonic, who has collapsed to the ground, wanting to help him, but the aging hedgehog clone says...
It's no use!
There we go. That's how it's done. For trying, and apologises for tricking them, which Sonic says he forgives him, that makes him okay in his book. With this, the old Sonic closes his eyes as his body starts to glow, as his body structure degrades into pure energy as it goes up into the night sky. While the old Sonic was fake, the real Sonic has high hopes for them, and the future, where one day Robotnik will just be a bad memory. And there we go.
Yeah, the clone just evaporates into energy, like clones do.
Yeah.
That's the thing that clones do.
Yeah. And of course,
Maybe
Sonic's
that's the
response to the whole thing was just awesome. Even though, despite the fact, someone just died, but yeah, he's like, awesome!
Yeah, that's a very nice looking shot of old Sonic just dying on the floor there.
of course-
Tell
but of
my
course-
story.
What would you prefer him to say? Big oof?
Well, could have done. But it's like, I suppose it's like, what else could Sonic say? Like, he just saw an old version of himself just evaporate into pure energy.
Yeah.
Good! Amazing!
That's how
night,
I want to die!
Good night, sweet prince.
Yeah. The one thing I might as well point out whilst we're on the last page is like how Johnny is handling that trooper. It's like both hilarious but also like a bit sort of like dark in some way. Like killing a trooper by basically having the chains around its neck, even though the fact the trooper doesn't breathe, so it's kind of almost like a useless attack.
being strangled there.
Just a
It's
cool
like,
pose, I guess.
damn, like Johnny's brutal, but he's also a bit silly.
Oh, he's trying too hard to be noticed.
Exactly.
There's also
what-
sorry, after you.
No,
Okay.
it's okay. You can go.
Well, I was just saying, like in the panel where Sonic's just smashing everywhere, you can see like Robotnik with like his trousers also red, but also his face looks a bit like a gremlin.
Which one was that, though?
That's the page below where Robotnik is saying, "Stop him! Lower the cell door!" on the left panel.
Oh yeah, that one's him.
Oh,
just
yeah.
look a bit concerned, just like I think maybe like old Sonic stole his like black part of his trousers, so he's like, "Oh my God, he's took my dignity! Stop him!"
He took my trousers. Where are my pants?
Yeah. Although one thing I might as well mention whilst Rogers is on this, like those two pages. Apparently there was a printing error with like the second to last page, where for some reason like all the speech bubbles from the previous page were on that one. So basically, it was very confusing for me when I was reading that like ages ago. It's like, why exactly are these characters just repeating themselves from the last time? Including like how old Sonic is basically. One sec, I need to have a check a better quality picture. If I was on the right page, I'm not. One sec. But yeah, basically it was just kind of like silly how, like in the last panel where like old Sonic is just spinning around Robotnik and he's just like saying like, "Gasp! Your friends captured by Robotnik. We gasp. We got to help them." And then Robotnik says, "I knew it." And I was like, "Why are you saying that?" So it is kind of weird seeing like a big version of that like page being correct, but unfortunately I can't find my comics at the moment. I mean, I know I still got them, I just don't know their exact location, so I can't exactly go and try and find that exact issue. But even when this story was reprinted, they still had like the like errored page printed on it. So I'm like, I thought they fixed this.
Apparently they did in this copy we have here, so eventually they did.
Because I think they mentioned like some of the earlier runs had this error, so obviously this person must have had a correct version of the comic page.
Indeed.
Guess so.
Wacky mistakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, my favorite Robotnik is when old Sonic is in the cell, where you see like Robotnik smiling at the door entrance.
I actually love the page where you see like everything destroyed and all the people enslaved, and you got poor Sonic sitting on a chair. It's like how Sonic Forces should be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has much more intensity.
Yeah, I do. Do find it funny how Robotnik's looking, but I also kind of notice like the guy just seems to like try and like ease the tension of that one sort of like dark imagery of Robotnik watching over all the enslaved people behind like all this destroyed sort of like city, and yet on his windscreen like mirror like windscreen he's actually got like a MOT sticker.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, what a way to like ease tension by just having like a MOT thing on like Robotnik's flying ship, like as if he needs one, because he's the ruler.
Yeah, there's like one weird detail I've noticed with the old Sonic. Am I the only one that thinks it is like grandpa's shoes? They look more like oven mitts.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be like old slippers.
Yeah. But obviously it's like kind of weird, like he somehow lost his original sneakers and just ended up getting like old, like, you know, sort of old people type slippers.
Would have been funny if he would have been funny if he explained. Yeah, it would have been funny if he explained like, "Oh, I changed my sneakers because like traveling time, you know, wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing."
Yeah.
I also like how he got glasses out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's wearing them when he's escaping from his cell.
Maybe at that point Robotnik was like saying like, "Oh, here you go. Here's some old slippers, and here's like a pair of reading glasses. Oh wait, you got nothing to read."
Oh, that's why he's smiling at the jail cell door open. He's about to give it to them as a prank.
Yes. He's like, "It's your birthday, Hedgehog. Here's my gift to you. Just to show how old you are. How old you're becoming." Even though by this point I'm also becoming very old, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, for some reason Robotnik doesn't look like he's aged. Yeah.
Nah. Maybe he's just found the fountain of youth at that point.
Well,
Maybe.
We never see Robotnik at the same time as we see old Sonic in his flashback.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, once
Yeah.
again, like in the previous page, and of course like the dark sort of like moment again from Fleetway of where basically Sonic's friends are all basically disintegrated, and all that's left is like Amy's burning sneakers, presumably with her feet still in them.
Oh my.
The funny thing is, isn't Short Fuse's armor supposed to be like really powerful and impenetrable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, this must have been like a super powerful laser, obviously, if it was able to disintegrate like everyone.
Of course, it's a fake story they're making up, so they can make
Yeah.
everything happen they want. I guess we should question the logic of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should have been a hint for them to know it's a lie, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but of course it's like Robotnik just saying like, "Oh, this is what happened to your friends. They all got burnt to nothing. Even Short Fuse a Cybernik, even though he's supposed to be invincible, but I don't care, I want to get rid of him. I must have no one interfere with my perfect plan."
Indeed.
And of course, like the sort of like dark imagery with like Robotnik and Reimer when they're explaining like how they created the clone, like Robotnik looking like evil, like silhouette in the watching the Sonic in the test tube being grown, and Reimer just obviously given a blue highlight, being like, "Hee, I'm so evil." But then when they realise, "Oops, that's not gone right," it's like, ugh. And of course, then Robotnik starts explaining to the brainwashing the old Sonic, and Grimer's now looking more evil again. It's like, there we go. It's time to get back to being sinister.
Yeah. I'm Batman. Yeah.
I'm Grimer.
Yeah, well, I actually do like that shot with Robotnik and Grimer looking at the cloning device working. It's a pretty cool shot. I think it just kind of it would work better if the background wasn't so like bright red, like something more darker. So it kind of looks like they're doing the experiments in the dark, kind of to make it more menacing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually love the panel where Robotnik is laughing his ass off at old Sonic. Says, "Oh, you actually believe that, do you?"
Yeah, because I'm just imagining like he's literally just holding on to his like stomach and kneeling over as he's laughing his ass off.
Yeah,
Like,
he's just guffawing there.
like, I hope someone's been recording all this.
Smile.
Grimer's just next. Yeah, Grimer's just next to him with a video camera. It's like, "Oh, I have, sir."
Smile,
Oh,
you're
very
on
good,
candid
you
camera! Yeah.
Very good, Grimer. Add it to my collection.
America's Funniest Home Videos. With Bob Saget.
Channel.
Yeah, Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
Rest in peace, sir.
Yeah.
Right, more jokes you can make at poor old Sonic's expense.
Yeah.
Or shall we move on? Is this Robotnik Cassidy and based on one of the bosses from Sonic 3? I'm not
It
sure.
might be inspired in a way, but I just kind of find it funny how like his whole sort of thing is like supposed to resemble like his actual suit he's wearing.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
mean,
I guess it might be loosely inspired off of the Big Arms boss fight. I don't know.
I mean, like he comes out of the ground and he's like, "Ooh, prepare for a fight, hedgehogs!" But it's like, "Oh crap, we've only got one more page left to do. So let's just wrap this up quickly."
It's immediately defeated in one hit, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a
old
shame. I
hedgehog.
kind of like it.
Yeah, especially when it just flies off and the arms are just sticking out. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, he's just like running away, waving his arms. Yeah.
Yes. Oh no, I've got to escape.
Thrusters are down. I need to flap my arms to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, all right, what's the next story we're doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Shifter.
Oh yes, this one. Yeah.
Bring me a dream.
Boom, 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 boom.
I guess I'll do this one.
Sure, if you're in a Back to the Future mood.
I guess, sure. So anyways, Sonic is stranded in the Special Zone because the Omniviewer is down because it's currently trapping Supersonic. And Sonic's trying to figure out a way to get back to regular zone, to Mobius. And while he's just pondering about this, he hears a scream. So he runs down the side of a building, scaring the crap out of a little boy who is apparently very known for telling fibs. What have I told you about making up stories? And so Sonic goes and finds someone being mugged, and the person shoots at the person that he's mugging, which is not very helpful to his. But I guess he could just rob the body. But it doesn't matter because Sonic catches the plunger.
Yeah, it looks like a plunger thing from a toy.
He catches it and reveals that he's gonna beat him up. But he's not a normal person. He is Mr. Shifter, the deadly shape changer from the Black Zone. Yeah. And so Sonic comments that he looks like he's made out of plasticine, but he's offended by that. He's not made of plasticine. He's made of radioactive metaclay. Oh, sorry about that. Which he can harden to the consistency of concrete, or keep his body soft so that Sonic could just jump through him. And so Sonic can't even punch this guy. And oh no, Sonic standing in the radioactive metaclay. And what's he gonna do? And so Sonic realizes, I can just grab you and vibrate you like the Flash, because that's a thing I can do. And he doesn't like that. So Sonic starts stretching him out, talking about, he reminds me of playing with plasticine. And he's really, really offended by that comparison for some reason. And so Sonic starts tying him to a pole. And even though, Sonic can, go through him, implying that he's liquid, for some reason, he can't go through the pole. And so Sonic just stretches him out to his near breaking point, and then lets him go, and he's done for, I guess. Meanwhile, the person that the guy was mugging reports back to Robotnik. Oh, it turns out she's a spy, I guess. And also, Robotnik has means of travel between the Special Zones, so I guess there's that.
And then we never saw her again, the end.
Well, yeah. But of course she also drops saying, "Oh, you never guess who I saw in New Tech City." The end.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
But yeah, kind of
Sonic the Hedgehog saved my life.
You don't say.
Yeah, this does seem very Marvel inspired.
Yeah.
One video. Yeah, because by that point though, later on they're gonna be more blatant with the Marvel references.
Yeah.
Even a small Terminator reference as well.
Oh my! But this is not the Mac guy from the earlier comics, because that was what I first thought, that weird Professor Slime guy.
Mega
Oh,
Mac.
yeah, that
Mega
guy.
Mac,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But they're both completely different people.
Alright, fair enough.
Or substances.
Yeah, one's based off of the video games, and one's based off of Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah. Kind of funny, how Sonic just literally just grabs, Mr. Shifter by the neck and literally just stretches him all over the place, not literally holding onto his body, but just literally just onto his neck. It's hey, let's see how much you can stretch before you break. No! And then he just lets him go, and he just has that sort of duh as he just goes off.
Poor guy.
But yeah, also it's kind of a weird sort of gun he has. It's kind of behaving like it's a real sort of gun, but yet it just fires plungers.
Maybe it's a
Stay
sleeping
little
dart
dark.
or something, I guess.
Well, I suppose because maybe because it's supposed to be a robbery. He's saying, "Do as I say, or I'll shoot," and he just shoots at her because he's had enough. But even despite the fact the guns are fake, it's oh, that gun is pointless.
Maybe it was a sleeping dart or something. A non-lethal way to knock them out. I don't know.
Or maybe hoping to shoot in the eye where she'd be going, and then he just mugs her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's not much else.
Yeah, pretty fun story, but not much to say. Nice art.
Yeah, as usual.
Kind of interesting to see Sonic like in a dark city on the rooftop, almost like he's Shadow, and already see him run down the skyscrapers. So really like a Sonic Adventure kind of moment almost. This feels way more modern Sonic than classic Sonic. Just the first 2 pages with the guns and the dark city and the running across walls.
Yeah, they're way ahead of their time. Yeah.
Indeed, they were.
They knew.
They saw the future and capitalized it ahead of time.
Yes.
Nice. Sure, why not? Right, do we want to keep going? Well, of course, we need at least one more story with Tails and the gun.
Exactly. Easy target is the
I want to do this story.
Obviously, you want to.
Yes, this is perhaps the most infamous story out of all of Fleetway. And also, just a bit of this... anyone American reading this should be advised. So, Tails, easy target. Tails comes across this unicorn wizard being accosted by some very strange-looking badniks, including one wearing a very nice-looking hat. Tails destroys them all, and then the unicorn wizard saying, "My name is Forlock. I am a wizard," and he has special abilities where he could grant Tails anyone their deepest wishes, their deepest desires. Tails is not sure what he wishes for, but Forlock asks him what does he desire most? What does he really want? And Tails decides he wants Mobius to be completely free of Dr. Robotnik. So Forlock decides to give him that opportunity. So they teleport into a book depository and gave Tails a sniper rifle. Forlock points Tails to outside and shows Dr. Robotnik in a parade in an open car. Sure, and you can kind of guess what this is definitely referencing.
Oh boy.
So saying Tails to take the shot and completely assassinate Robotnik. Of course, Tails says, "No, I won't commit assassination. It's wrong. There must be other ways." So they get teleported back and saying, "You have, proved my test or something," because the whole thing's an illusion. And saying yes, there are other ways you can take down a dictator without committing to murder, and saying, "Go follow your good instincts." And now I must go to my home planet now. And then he then he disappears as them. And Tails is like, "Oh well, better go home now. Good for you, didn't assassinate anyone." The end.
Yeah, I definitely know a lot about this story. Mostly for a lot of misconceptions. People always talk about, crazy stuff that happens in Archie Sonic. And for some reason, they always use, that particular page with, Robotnik in the car and Tails holding a sniper rifle. I was like, wow, that totally happened in Archie Sonic. And I'm like, no, that's Fleetway Sonic, not Archie Sonic. We never saw Adventures of Sonic Robotnik anywhere in Archie Sonic.
Yeah, I think apparently in Archie there was a panel with Robotnik in an open car saying something about assassination.
Oh yeah, I think it was. I think it's one of the stories with the whole Overlanders living in Robotropolis for a while because he quote unquote promises to protect them. But yeah, there is a scene where he's kind of putting on a parade in a car and the roof's down, and the dialogue he has about it, he's like, I'm bored. These drop-top limo drivers always get me an assassination frame of mind. So why don't you activate those sleeper agents?
So, what's really funny is the unicorn wizard offers Tails a wish, and then Tails makes a wish, and then the unicorn wizard just creates an illusion, and then tells him oh yeah, by the way, this was an illusion. Bye. Didn't even do anything.
Yeah, fooled you.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the one thing
we do a little bit of trolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just to test him. He doesn't really commit any wishes. He just wants to test them. It's if you actually committed actually done that, then you would have been as evil as Robotnik. You know, that old trope, you know, like, oh, if you take out this person, you'll just be as evil, that sort of thing.
Yeah. There's always like the Batman comic, the fan-made comic where like Batman says, if you kill a killer, the number of killers in the world stays the same. And Red Hood responds, yeah, but if you kill 100, it goes down by 99.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But yeah, I might as well say I do like the sort of like a bit of a chuckle from the whole sort of parade of Robotnik being like, yes, praise me, and everyone's just like, you're so miserable. Like,
Yeah. That was a great shot, yeah. Robotnik's all happy, like, yay, and the citizens are all miserable.
Yeah. And
And
of course Grime, and it looks as though Grime is sniffing his armpit.
I do like the
Yeah.
robot shop
Oh my god, yeah, it
photos.
does look like it.
You've been wearing the axe again, master.
And of course, during the assassination, the gun is aimed at Robotnik's backside. Assassination.
Well, in all fairness, like Robotnik does have like a target on his back, so
That's a good point.
It does
You
make
see
you
it?
wonder. It also makes you wonder, there's a
Also-
second person from the grassy knoll.
yeah.
Also, the fact that there is a panel of Robotnik in the crosshairs means that Tails did actually aim the gun at him.
That's
So
a good
he
point.
considered it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Robotnik is an open target with how his suit's designed.
And let's be honest, considering his size, I don't think anyone would have missed.
Yeah.
I also just love how weird the robots look in the first panel. You got one with big hands and tiny legs, and you got this bat creature with this weird eyebrows and fangs and a very nice looking hat.
Yeah, very fashionable in that bowler hat.
Yeah.
I love the
Like a,
screaming piranha the most.
Yeah. Just kind of, I'm assuming these must have been like Brutus's badness because they do look a bit very weird.
Yeah.
Everything looks weird in this comic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the unicorn guy, yeah. Another
Yeah.
one of those rarities where we see anthro horses in Sonic media.
So I'm seeing the coloring for this story is credited to pre-press. I don't know what that means, but they are very inconsistent with Tails' gloves. Where they keep
I guess this must be like some kind of like a many hands like anonymous thing. Like, oh, it's done by numerous artists, but they're all named anonymous.
Okay, so anyway, so there's a lot of inconsistency with Tails' gloves. They keep drawing the cuffs as blue and the rings as orange, so it just looks like Tails is wearing blue bracelets. And then there's one time where the cuffs are white, but the bands are orange, so he has white bracelets. And there's like one panel where they get it right.
Yeah.
Quite an art experience, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty awesome comic. And of course, the whole thing is a test, but there's no reward to the test. So, yeah, you succeeded the test, so you get nothing. Bye. Like, that's the best part.
Still better story than Wish.
Yeah, well, that's...
Well, I haven't seen Wish, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Everyone at the theatre after they finished watching Wish.
Well, the thing is,
Because
the whole
everyone
thing
left.
is a test to see, like, if you had the chance to straight up kill Robotnik, would you do it? Or would you find another way to defeat him?
Robotnik is
Yeah,
too much
that's-
fun. Keep him around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that it shows the dangers of unspecific wishes.
Yeah.
Whereas in Wish, it's just, it's like, whatever. The guy, like the king, is just evil because he is keeping certain wishes in check.
Good point. But now that makes me wonder what happens if Tails wish for something else. Like, I'm hungry, I wish to have some food. And then he puts him in front of a meal. This is the test. You must show us that you don't eat anything because some moral, I don't know. Because diabetes.
Or maybe he or maybe he's thirsty, so he teleports him into that one room from Indiana Jones. You know, like choose the right goblet, Tails.
No matter
Or
what
like if,
Tails would wish for, it's always leads to a stupid test. Yeah, Luke, go ahead, sorry.
I was thinking of that Treehouse of Horror story with the monkey's paw, and like Homer wished for a sandwich, but I think something was wrong with the sandwich. But
Oh yeah, like the meat was too dry. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about the monkey paw story, which is... Yeah.
But now it's a unicorn paw. Yes, Sala, go ahead.
Well, unicorn hoof. Yeah.
The monkey's paw recently curled for anyone who wanted a sequel for Megamind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everyone's saying a joke how the cover looks like something out of a Wii game.
Yeah, I've been seeing the memes of people taking the poster and just slapping on like the PS3, Wii, Xbox 360 covers on it.
Wait, what happened? Does Megamind get a sequel? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was recently announced that on the Peacock streaming service thingy, there's a new, the long-awaited sequel to Megamind, and yeah, people are not reacting to it very positively. No.
They had all of the budget for the next Boss Baby.
Yeah, new season of the Boss Baby series, because yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah.
I heard nothing about the sequel, but okay. So I guess it's very bad looking now.
Just announced a couple.
Yeah, it was
announced
just
a couple days ago.
Yeah, it was just announced. Yeah.
All right, I'm looking on Google, but I see most of the people still use the pictures of the original movie. So, huh.
Yeah. They can't be bothered to use the new one.
Trying to. Oh yeah, it's Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. That's the name of the sequel.
All right, it doesn't look too bad to me, but yeah, the art style is different, huh? And
Syndicate is just stealing the names of the Crime Syndicate and the Legion of Doom.
why not?
Can't even be creative.
Yeah, originality. What's that?
Indeed. Anyway, do we want to do Mirror Fleetway or are we tired?
I'm pretty hungry. I want to go get lunch.
Yeah, like I'm fine if we stop here. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean,
There's a couple.
should we at least? I was going to say, like, obviously have a look at the fan art.
Oh god, there's some weird rocking fan art at the end of page on issue 87, like Robotnik with a very thin-looking girl.
Oh yeah. Who said Dr. Robotnik didn't have a heart? Yeah.
And also you got like Sonic with a football outrunning Ryan Giggs. Wow, he looks nothing like him.
Yes. But yeah, I just kind of find it funny how the guy, when he drew Robotnik in that picture, like, for some reason he made him look like Mr. Blobby for some reason.
does!
Oh yeah, he does. Oh god, it's Mr. Blobby as Robotnik. Now I'm really tempted to just do fan art of that. Like, oh, it's Mr. Blobby dressed as Robotnik.
Why not?
And they're just terrifying everyone.
Yeah.
Driving a robot Noel Hickman's.
Blobby, blobby.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed with the fan art with the Robotnik design, and you look down at the legs like, oh, he really went all out with the details there.
Let's see, other stuff. Yeah, Tintin in Tibet got a review that amused me. Because that said the game is long a punchline for me because Tintin dies from everything. Like a touching mage or falling leaves. But it's a very great...
I remember that. You did a review of Tintin in Tibet.
I did have a rewatch of that, like, yesterday, just because I imagine we were going to talk about Tintin in Tibet being reviewed in Fleetway, and of course I still get a chuckle every time I see that action-like montage of the Tintin cartoon where at one point Tintin throws a random punch in the air and yet somehow he blows up a pirate ship.
It's a great montage, yeah.
Yeah, Tintin punch.
Anyway, I love this review because here it says Tintin's range of moves includes walking. Like, well, I'm sold.
And bending.
I'm bending over, we can't forget that.
Best game ever. Well, what other platform gamer can do that? So yeah, I just wanted to point out how it amuses me. Poor
Yeah.
Tintin.
There was a question in the chat from Reno Benek
Ryan.
or Beneke. Sorry if I mispronounced that. So, if you have time to answer a question, which upcoming Sonic project are you most excited for? Any of the comics, the movie, the Generations remaster, anything else I can't think of right now.
Well, for me personally, it's definitely movie 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As for me, it's mostly movie 3 and the Knack the Weasel spin-off comic that IDW is doing. Yeah, that looks interesting.
For me, probably movie 3 as well. I mean, I
For me,
want to
movie
love
3
Generations, but I'm kind of tired of it. Sorry, yes, let's go ahead.
No, for me is definitely movie 3, but also the Knuckles TV show.
Yes.
Yeah, we still have no freaking news about that. Like I was kind of expecting like Knuckles' 30th anniversary or maybe the Super Bowl, but nope, we once again get jack and shit.
All we got was
Everything
that
we got.
cameo.
Yeah,
just a cameo.
I'm gonna be honest, I am not excited for the Sonic and Shadow Generations because I freaking hate Generations with all my guts. Ugh.
Oh, you really hate it that much?
Oh wow,
I
I
hate it.
did not know that.
Sorry.
No, that's new to me.
Because the story, I guess.
Yeah, the story is garbage, and I'm just like, it's especially the ending scene when all the characters just come to be cheerleaders. I was ready to punch the screen. I'm just like, shut up and do something with these characters.
Yeah, definitely a missed opportunity there. Yeah.
And also, it just seemed to be rubbing salt in the wound, where it's like, oh yeah, Sonic has to be the one to do everything for reasons. I'm just like,
Yeah, and that final boss wasn't even that good. Well, unless you played the 3DS version, that was better.
Decently, yeah. I always thought that
Yeah,
Sonic
I
Generations...
did play the 3D. I did play the 3DS version. I thought that was okay. I will say that I kind of prefer that one, maybe because the story is kept to a minimum.
The others don't show up to be useless, yeah.
Yeah, that is true. The 3DS version is like the same, except all of Sonic's friends are completely absent, so it's just Sonic, Tails, Robotnik, and their past selves.
It's like, and
Pretty much.
I'll be honest, I much prefer that than just having them show up and be utterly useless.
Yeah, I think Generations never should have had a story, because what's the point of going time traveling if you don't change anything anyway?
Yeah, they really don't fully embrace the whole time travel thing. And then, retcon for forces, and like, oh no, we're re-retcon the whole deal. So I think now they're trying to establish, time travel works different than usual. So I guess instead of Back to the Future logic, it relies more on Doctor Who logic, if that makes any sense.
I suppose.
Yeah. I will say, if you're going to do a Shadow campaign where he's discovering his past, then darn it, I want to see a Silver where he discovers his roots and he's the only one who remembers the 06 timeline.
I definitely think that should be great. I'm really confused what's going on with Silver and what he is up to now.
Yeah, that would be awesome if he's going through his past and he uncovers, and he's the only one who remembers this timeline, whereas everyone else. And hey, maybe it could show is that somewhere somehow he rescued Blaze.
That'd be cool.
And
Yeah.
now she's back. So he pulled her from that timeline into this one. So,
But yeah, don't put your hopes up because the story have been very
I am
minimal.
not, but I'm like, that would be so awesome if they decided to do that.
Honestly, I'm not really expecting any in-depth story with Shadow's campaign for the Generations.
Yeah, me
remaster
neither.
thing.
I am surprised they brought back Black Doom.
And I'm surprised they even acknowledge that he's his father. That is, but yeah, that of course that's with Ian Flynn in charge.
Yeah, which is surprising considering the fact that Sega tends to try to keep them under the rug, especially in the Archie Sonic days. Where at least in the new timeline, it kind of made sense. Like, okay, they established that the events of Shadow's game already happened, yada yada yada. But the old timeline, they never really got around to that thing. It was just only name drops and mentioning like, oh, they're busy fighting off another alien. So it's kind of more frustrating there that they couldn't be allowed to use them, as opposed to like, new timeline, it's more in line with the game. That kind of thing.
I guess so. But yeah, I'm still kind of bitter that Frontiers throws up a lot of interesting ideas but never really explored any of them. So that kind of makes me not expect much from this either. So I doubt we learn any new information about Doom or Shadow. It's just like, oh, here are the things that you remember. Basically like Generations again. It's just dingling keychains in front of us. Oh, look, it's the shapes you recognize. Yay, here they are again. So I'm not expecting much, but we'll see.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm expecting, like, if there are cutscenes in the Shadows campaign, I imagine there's only going to be 2. You know, just the opening and the ending. That's it. No in between, like, story beats or anything.
Probably, but hey, at least maybe I get a parody out of it. So that's one thing to look forward
Yes. That will be the only saving grace.
Yeah, you do love to make you do love to utilize Black Doom in your parodies.
to. He's one of my favorite characters. Do me.
I'll be honest. Yeah, like same thing with Lost World. I hate Lost World as well, but I will say your parody is the saving grace of that game for me.
Yes, the only good thing that came out of Lost World.
Poor Lost World, yeah. And of course, if I have to do a Shadow story again, we have Commander Commander Towers back, or aren't you, Luke?
Well, yeah, that's always kind of the thing. Like in game, he doesn't really have a name. It's just Gun Commander, and it wasn't until Archie Sonic that gave him the name Abraham Towers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even if Ian
Yeah,
Flynn
it's
is
called
doing the
Commander
thing,
Walters
I
in the
imagine
movie.
they can't.
Yeah, the movie has a different name. Oh well.
Yeah.
Because with the whole ties to Archie, I imagine they can't really use the name because it originated from Archie Sonic, and we can't do it because copyright mumbo jumbo.
Ken Penders, probably.
No, Ken Penders had nothing to do with his time on. He never even got around to do anything with Gun, as far as I know. But yeah, he didn't create the name Abraham Towers and yada yada. That was an Ian Flynn thing.
Fair enough. But yeah, anyone else has something to look forward to, or shall we just finish up?
Oh, I might as well do a quick plug-in for my Archie Sonic character file. So, yeah, so recently I made a new episode covering Marine the Raccoon. So, I know how you guys love that gal. But yeah, that's the recent episode. And so the next episode that I'm going to be working on now it's actually going to be a co-op episode with Sala. We're planning to do the Archie Sonic version of E123 Omega, so that'll be fun to put together. And definitely, it kind of caught me off guard, because knowing him, I thought he was going to say, let's do, the Archie Sonic version of Chip, or Professor Pickle, or anyone from Sonic Unleashed. But no, he picked out Omega, so, okay, Omega's a fun character to talk about with in the comics, yeah.
Caught you off guard.
I like Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like Marine.
Yeah, I like Marine too. She's annoying, but she's a kid. She has kind of that excuse. And yeah, with Omega, compared to the rest of Team Dark, I feel like Omega always had the better, treatment. Because Shadow's always been flanderized and treated like shit, and Rouge is kind of more in the middle ground. But it feels like nowadays the whole deal of her ties to Gun and the whole secret agent thing has been pretty much retired, so now she's just 100% Jewel Thief, which, yeah, I don't know, I miss the dynamic with her being part-time Jewel Thief, part-time secret agent.
Yeah, but humans don't exist, the government doesn't exist, so there's no one to be agent of, I guess.
Well, I mean, guess it doesn't help that in Tales 2 that Robotnik just shows up. It's oh yeah, I killed off Gun. That it all happened off screen during Forces because we can't be bothered to show the budget for
Forces. But right, we should be shutting off soon.
Hang on, I want to plug something.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Luke.
Oh yes.
I've recently made a parody fan dub of Worthy Kid's Wizard Beer animation. He recently released a voiceless version of his animation for dubs, and I decided to take a crack on it just to get into voice acting again. So if you get a chance, feel free to check it out. It also serves as a voice demo for my wizard voice.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's nice. Yeah, I've seen a few other versions that people have done. There was one they did a CDI Zelda one where they had with all the sentence mixing, where they had Link as the wandering stranger and Guanum as the wizard.
Yeah, so go check that out. It's on the screen, so you should be able to find it. Anyone else want to plug something, Euan?
Not really for me, but obviously, check out Elise's Sonic Legacy thingamajig. I'm not sure why I call it a thingamajig. I'm a bit brain dead. It's should I call it a fanfic or something?
Yeah, I mean,
fanfic is
Okay, a fanfic.
Read it now at your local internet browser.
It's on 3 different websites, so pick your poison.
Exactly. Read it now. Or face the
Do it now.
consequences.
Well, we don't need to go that far, but yeah, thanks again, Euan.
No worries. Just make sure. And also, Sylvia is basically popping in saying, don't forget to advertise my Twitch, which is happening on Mondays, where I'm going to be playing Portal 2.
Ooh.
Yes. When she learns that the cake is a lie.
Oh, too bad Sala isn't here because when he was doing Portal on Monday, he was like saying, "You need to do this. You need to do this."
I was just being quiet because I know
Yeah.
at times Sylvia has a go at me for basically saying like, "No, Euan, shut up! I can do this." And then, but yeah, when someone else says it, it's like, "Oh, okay," and so I'm like, "Okay, so you grumble at me, but yet you're fine with everyone else telling you what to do."
Yeah, she's in the zone, Euan. Don't distract her.
Yeah, she pummels me.
Must be frustrating seeing someone play a game that you know has like the back of the hand while they're still trying to figure things out. Oh well. But yeah, plenty of stuff to follow. So, while I leave you in this beautiful poster of Elliot that Sonic Fleetway ends on for some reason, this giant close-up of this kid, I guess it's time to say goodbye for today. So, see everyone.
Yeah, goodbye.
Cheerio.
Fiddle pip.
Hey,
And,
see you guys later.
Yeah. And a reverse
Friends.
from Sala.